We're going to troll the trolls in this one. So we had a little bit of a difficulty in the last stream. Thank you, Father, for that. Thank you for the difficulty. And we'll troll the trolls. We'll just make a broke troll that you made all trolls broke, and not one of them has ever made a donation to a content creator, and they just have to do opposition. So that's why they troll. That's what it's about. And we've exposed that here at High Desert Faith and Truth over and over again, that, you know, that he doesn't love everybody, and he creates vessels of wrath and vessels of mercy. So we'll specifically troll the trolls. So we see if we can get them hooked, like, you know, being anchored in faith. So thank you for that, Father. Never done this before. Trolls are broke. They will not donate. They don't have any money to donate. They don't, all they do is their value, the ad that they try to give is to cause opposition. So it's a good subject. We'll troll the trolls from the minute we get it started, and we'll show you that those trolls won't donate anything in this chat. They don't have any money to donate at CashApp or PayPal, or all they have to donate is opposition. They derive pain. They need to gain. They want to gain by your pain. Yeah, so that lifts them up. You know, they're a troll. They're down here, not below you, but you know what I'm saying? They're like a troll, and they need to raise themselves up by trolling. But they're broke. They don't have any money, so they can never put their money where their mouth is. And, you know, or that my Cash App be ringing like crazy in my PayPal, but they're all broke, and that's all they do. They're probably they're like stuck in a mama's basement kind of, you know. I'm not judging it with righteous judgment. That's what we do here. So we'll troll the trolls. They want to come in and try to see if they can, you know, not, I'll hook you, and it's a catch and release. I'll let you go, but you can't, you know, we'll troll the trolls. It's part of the YouTube algorithm, right? So let's spike the algorithm. I mean, I remember a similar thing on TikTok. I've never seen it done here, but we'll go ahead and troll the trolls, if you will. So trolls are broke, and they can't donate anything. That's what all they do. They can leave comments, but they don't have any money to put their money where their mouth is. So over and over, they come in and they troll and troll and troll, you know, like trying to catch, you know, like gain, you know, from your pain. So that's what they do. That's how they lift themselves up. So thank you for the Father for creating trolls, you know, YouTube trolls, TikTok trolls. People troll all the time. They'll troll you in life if they could. You know, that's the way it works. They're broke is a joke. Father didn't give them abundance. You know, they don't know what money is. They don't have any money. So they've got their mouth, and they can't put their money where their mouth is. So no trolls ever donated to any Cash App for a content creator, because that would, you know, they need to be the opposition. That's what they do. They troll for pain, pleasure, right? Derived from pain. Ha ha ha, LOL, laugh, 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 interrupt, all the things that trolls do. So we will troll the trolls in this broke trolls. Trolls, there will be, watch, you'll see, I guarantee you, I know trolls. There'll be no trolls that will give a Cash App and be able to say anything through that way, or they can make a comment other than down here. They could get their whole limelight, but they don't have money. See, they could continue to get their little moment in the limelight with the super chat, but they don't. They don't have any money. So that's what they do. They come on and they troll. Never seen any troll give a super chat, or never seen any troll donate to a content creator. They're just broke trolls. So it's kind of neat to watch how broke Father, you know, made them broke as a joke. They're a joke. So we troll them here. We'll catch and release them when from time to time. The moderator of the channel said we have to feed the trolls, like feeding the fish or feeding the chickens or the ducks, right? Bread, you know, like bread, like ching ching, you know. So they grift for pain. That's what they love. They want pain. They want your pain. So that's what the surprise to pay, right? And so they want, it's a good subject, man. I've done it over and over again. It's Father doesn't love everybody. Most people go to hell. And so that there's a good way to get the trolls fired up. Some are religious trolls, and their motivations are political trolls, and many trolls, but they're all broke. Not one of them has a penny to their name. And so that's what they contribute is pain. No money, put their money where I've been doing YouTube live streams. I can't have any thousands of hours, and never once seen a troll donate any anything. So it's proof they don't have any money in their pockets. They're just a bunch of all talk. They talk a lot of things. They say a lot of things, but that's what trolls do. Sometimes they'll, like I said, the whole pleasure from pain. Isn't that a sick mindset, right? So don't worry. They're just broke trolls on YouTube and just, they could get, like, I think about how good of a troll could you be, right? So that's what they do. Imagine coming on any platform and coming into a chat trying to be the opposite side of that's Satan. Satan is the word adversary, right? So watch. Nobody will donate. They won't, no thing will come up and like, I'm a troll. I'm going to get my money in the sun. They don't have any money to do that. Father keeps them very suppressed. So it's good. All they get's they just, So troll the trolls when you control them, catch and release them like a hook, anchor, and in the face, a fish hook, or, but anyways, it's a subject that we talk about, often. Trolling is something that people do to try to cause division. So broke trolls is the conversation. You'll see that nobody can donate. All they can do is speak. They're all talk. They can't put their money where their mouth is. So they did this on TikTok. We don't do TikTok here anymore. 20,000 on TikTok, but lots of trolls on TikTok too. They got the little gifts and stuff over there, but they don't give. They don't have any money. They got fat fingers. I think it's what it is from playing too many video games, World of Warcraft and Call of Duty, and then they do the other thing like smash the button. Like, oh man, watch! I'm gonna get this guy frustrated. Or I'm gonna interrupt him or her. That's where their pain is. Your pain is their pleasure, but they're broke trolls. So have you guys ever seen anybody? You ever seen a troll pay? No, they don't have any money. They don't know what money is. Like dollars. They don't have any dollars. Or probably price of eggs. They're just, huevos, eggs or something. I don't know what they're spending their money on, but sure they've never ever seen a troll have any money. So think about what Father did to those trolls, Pretty sad, isn't it? Poor guys, barely just getting by. Do women troll? Are there women trolls? Are there women trolls? Do women trolls? We're trolling the trolls, lady. You're kind of the one who said we got to feed the trolls. So here's a lady that kind of sparked this, like a flash in a pan, like a rooster tail or a Meps. She said we got to feed him, so we're throwing out some trolls. We're going to feed. This is strictly showing you that trolls don't have any money, and because you've had to come in here because you feed them. You're nice and you feed the trolls, but they don't have anything to give. They don't have any money, so we'll stream as long as it takes. But no troll will ever donate, and they can't because they don't have any money. They're trolls, or they're broke trolls. That's what we name this one. So they can't grift anybody, or they don't have any money to give anybody, or because all they can give is pain, or that's where they get their pleasure. So we see where their value lies, like their fruit, like where we come in and we talk about, right? They're not willing to, the bad apple, remember, and the good apple. So it's just a play on words, if you will, right? I think I remember, I'm not sure, lady, I don't think you've ever been on TikTok. You said that. So there's a thing they do over there. It's just I'm toying with it, right? So, hey, whatever, like toying with the trolls, right? Like playing with them. So hooking them like fish and catching and releasing them. So we already do that. So it should be very hard. We already do this anyways. But I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. If anybody's over there on the Dragon platform, strange. I remember we've had this conversation before when Elijah, my son, was around. And Lady in Red's wanting to know what happened to the internet connection. We got bad, I don't know what, we really did get cut off, like in Cheech and Chong. Remember? We was in the back of the house there and he shut the door. All right, never mind. So moving on. So we're going to troll the trolls. You'll have to take it up with Lady in Red. So trolls derive pleasure from pain, and they're broke and they don't have a dime to their name, not a dollar. They don't have any money in their Cash App to give because they're broke. And if you look at it, you're going to see that's the silver lining. You could keep trolls at bay because they're broke. They can put their money where their mouth is. So we've already been at it 10 minutes, I think, and we're just crushing the trolls already because they don't have any money. And if they had any money, they put their money where their mouth is, right? So, but they don't. So isn't that a blessing? Father makes broke trolls. Although they can say things, they don't have any. So it's just words. Remember, sticks and stones will break my bones. The name are human, just trying to have fun. Yeah, no, they're not. Their fun is derived from pain and pleasure. That's what's crazy is people get excited, right? They ejaculate or whatever, or blow off the top by pain. That's fun. So yeah, I hear you. They're just trying to have fun, off of pain. And so isn't that crazy? Boy, that sure adds some value, doesn't it, right there to their life? See why they're so broke? They get theirs, but they don't have any monetary. And I done it about monetary. I'm just showing you how broke a troll is. You can't. They're broken trolls, or they broke trolls. So, but we could just troll for fun, right? Just to catch and release, like we do in here. Get them hooked, like an anchor or something on the bottom. So they'll try to rise up, but it's fun. We'll toy with it. Like I said, I like to play with the trolls every once in a while. Remember, it's part of what the ministry does here. We're gonna figure out how to. Father doesn't create all good, right? So he creates evil too, right? So heck yeah, broke trolls brought to you by broke trolls. So it's what is money? I'm not even talking. What is value? I'm rich. I'm rich, not in monetary. I have a blessing. I have this ministry, and so it's okay. We've got to feed the trolls. Father said, love thy neighbor like thy love thy enemy, like thy love thyself. Be charitable with God. Father, be charitable with the trolls. Be charitable with yourself. You don't change it up. He didn't say that. Don't change a jot or a tittle. So thank you, Father, for creating trolls. If we didn't have the trolls, without resistance, a bird cannot achieve lift, right? It's not possible. So broke, dead, like a chicken wing cut off, clipped. They can't fly. No lift, no resistance. Oh, pain. See, that's pleasure from pain. That they're getting their treasure right here on this rock, right where they're here. They won't receive anything on the other side. You remember, he pours out a just measure. This is all about an inheritance, if you remember. So, trolls be trolls. Thank you, Father, for trolls. So we'll troll you if you want to come in here and prove you're just a broke troll, is all. And you got nothing to add. You're supposed to add, right? Don't add to his book. I'm talking about you'll know them by their fruit. Do not judge them by their cover. So, hallelujah for that. But I don't like religion. So if you're one of those religious people too, there's religious trolls too, people. There are religious trolls out there. They do. They troll yep. But they're still broke because they give their money to a fake teacher. He said, call no man teacher. But that's the word prophet. And so we'll just keep teaching, but we'll troll the trolls as they come in, and we'll catch them and hook them and release them, but they won't leave anything. You'll know them by their fruit. So we got to let them go. He said, do not sup with vipers. Don't cast your pearls in the mud before swine. So, and that's supposed to be low cost? No, low energy, like troll, like low energy. They're not, listen, I'm not above anybody. That's pride. And I don't like religions. He wrote the letter to the 7 churches. So how about that? Trolls. Can we troll you there? God's not in the sky. I love it. Trolling the trolls. Paradoxy makes you a troll, hence you're trolling myself. Kind of, huh? I'm standing here beside myself. Remember, that was number 5 alive. I am sporting a very tremendous Woody. Oh, boy. Oh, did he say that? Yep, Nimrod. Careful, you'll get splinters. All right, don't take any wooden nickels, brothers and sisters. Trolls don't even have wooden nickels. They don't have no money. No money. Most people don't even know what money is anyway, so that's okay. Paper, a nation that traded its minerals for paper payments. What a bunch of trolls. Trolling the troll. I always troll America, right? I do. I'm American, but that's okay. Most people can, and you cannot. Can? What do you mean? You have the right to remain silent? Anything you say can? What do you mean can? How's that relevant? And do will be used against you. Can? What do you mean? Kick the can. All right. Kick rocks. They got nothing to add. Remember? Hard money. It's not paper. Shiny rocks. Hello. Wake up, McFly. Are we having a class session? Yeah, we're showing you, we're teaching that trolls are broke. They can't even super chat. Not one troll has ever given me a super chat to try to get their life in the limelight. And they want the light. They want it. They want it. They need it. They got to have that attention. But never wants a super chat. So it's strange how Father does these things. He makes them all broke. I've never seen a troll with a penny in their pocket, a pot to piss in, dirt, piss poor, if you will. Maybe they had to pee on canvas or something. Never mind. All right. Oh, apologize. You got some shiny rocks. All right. Well, don't have too many shiny rocks or you won't fit through the gate. Remember, he said it'd be easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man through the gates of heaven. And that's not above your head. Heaven, not in the sky. Sky Daddy. Do you have a sky daddy God? So, hey, we'll keep teaching. Whatever. I thought we had a bad connection, but we'll keep rolling and trolling. Throw it out like trolling, hating. What do we got here? Is somebody trying to lay around? Okay. I'm just running. Cut stone. All right, stone. I'm stoned and I'm stoned and I'm stoned to the ground and I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Right? That kind of woof. Big bad wolf. Oh, like Apollyon, the sun god, Satan. Hey, the adversary. No, not you. You with the nose on your face. All right. It's as plain as the nose on your face, so don't kind of come in there and troll me. I'll troll you back. That's right. Do you back. You ain't got no money. Put your money where your mouth is. Money? You can wipe your booty with that. Dung coming out your pie hole, back hole, ice hole. Hey, you want to trade lifesavers with our ice holes? You sound like Trump and Biden. How'd you know I have a nose? Oh, hey, you don't see it unless you actually look at it, unless you like have a blog or look at your ladies look in the mirror often to put their face on. Cake, makeup, and stage like Chump with this orange face. No man will never paint his face white because he has no balls to do it, like crystal balls or spirit or wait. Come in here and let me rub on my tent. Oh, let me rub on my ball and I'll tell you fortunes. Tent, tabernacle, that's intense. Get it? Wandering Jews in the desert. Yes, the Noahide laws. Get ready, it's coming. I can see in your nose 24/7. You guys have a big nose like me. So it's not small. I didn't get a small one. So I don't have a small face, so it fits my face. But anyways, indie face, right? About face. All right, never mind. As you were, carry on. All right, we got any trolls that want to troll the trolls? Or are we any trolls put their money where their mouth is? Never is a troll ever donated to any platform for anything because that Father made them broke trolls. So we'll just keep mentioning it because they're broke trolls. It'll keep them to a minimum. I try to keep depression to a minimum. So. Remember, we did a little stack earlier. We don't want to sing too much up in this channel. We'll get a strike. Yeah, we can't. We used to do music in here, but we can't anymore. We used to chillax a little bit and play some little tunes like the jukebox. Don't rock the jukebox. Never mind. Man, my freaking chest is shot. Head shot. Grenade. I catch a grenade for you. If you do the channel, you know what I was talking about. I'm trying to speak with him, talking to the trolls, trying to troll them. I just want a conversation, guys. Come on. Somebody troll me. Let's troll the trolls. We'll catch and release. It's a catch and release program. We won't keep you hooked forever. Let me tell you something. What's with more? Yeah, well, you don't die with your money. Where's your treasure? Where's your treasure on this rock? Or you put it up in a higher place in the sky? Did you put your money in the sky? Is your daddy in the sky? Who's your daddy? Who do you love? Who do you agape? So we're just trolling the trolls. We'll keep them down. We'll keep them at bay. They're broke. Not one of them has ever super chatted the channel, so they can't have the limelight. They want all they want. They want the attention. That's what they want. But that's okay. They can't have it. They never get any money. Father didn't give them any bling, bling, bling. Remember? Your teeth are brighter than your future. Your future. Uh-oh. The ellipsis, that's good. If your future's not bright, you must be in the narrow way, because that leads you to the light. But it's a difficult path. Difficult is the wide is the gate. Broad is the way that leads to the wide. That leads to the abyss. So, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, who cares what they say about you there, Nasser, right? It only matters what happens after you die. Nice wall. Ice hole. Nice wall. We're in the cabin out here in the high desert. We'll spin around the cabin here. We don't have the fire going tonight. The cabin out here, we got the on hold. We're pretty dusty out. See, it's the fan's not spinning. So we're doing it live. We're trolling the troll. The channel was just on shadow banned after years, and now we're back into the main live stream and the flow. We're going with the flow, right? Like currency. Bank. So you go with the flow. So anyways, we're having another live stream. We'll do it live. We're broadcasting. That means to sow seeds. The enemy came and sowed seeds while you were sleeping. Don't go to sleep, brothers and sisters. Get some rest. Go to bed. I'm talking about spiritual. All right. Anyways, I'm not under some silly religion, so don't tell me. No, I'm not asking for money. Remember? We're trolling the trolls. You don't money. What's money, you idiot? Is this money, Jade? I seen you in here about your little pink thing, like, lips. No, you got the fire down low like Bob Seger or what? Listen here, JW. Is that JW or V? Oh, it's V or W. Man, my eye is shot. Oh, I get hit in the. So, listen. Is this money? Is this? Oh, Rich. We got Richie Rich. Broke trolls trying to troll in this channel. Is this money? You got to teach. You got to give here. You got to add value. So you can't just come in here and troll like you do. You're a troll. We caught you already. See, you're already hooked. See, I got both of you guys hooked. So is this money? You got to add to the chat. You can't come in here and just up because you're down and want to see me in pain to lift yourself up. That's called, well, yeah, you're not going to troll. So is this money? Is this money? You don't have any money because you're a broke troll. So is this money? Because I want to have a conversation with one of you guys, because most of you guys, all you do is just, I don't know if it's your man chowder all over, your happy ending when you get done with your little troll or whatever. There's always the hook, and then you got to, you bring in your catch. So you eventually got to be trying to catch something, and I know what it is. It's paid. And that lifts you up. That makes you lift it up, because now to bring others down. See, you're a troll. So answer the question. We're not going to actually troll you, right? Oh, we'll catch you. Hold on. Let's see if we can find any more trolls. So if you truly weren't broke, I would have gotten a Cash App by now or a super chat, because you need attention. You could put your big old bling pink thingy JW and actually say so, but not one troll has ever gave a single super chat, or even I had the super chat turned off for months. So don't tell me this channel didn't make any money. So be quiet. You don't know your ass. Slap a license on the back of the ass when he rolled into Bethlehem, right? 2 cheeks of the same hole, 2 wings of the same dragon. So answer my question now, JW. Is this money? Are you a deaf troll, or are you just a broke and deaf troll? You got the fat finger, you're playing World of Warcraft all day. A minor. Yeah, they got you controlled like, X's and O's on your controller. Did you see the stupid bull there? JW, I'm asking you a question. If you can't answer my question, I'll move on to the next troll. You're not even fun to... You didn't even bite. You're not even nibbling or anything. So I'm going to have to move on. Hold on. We're trolling the trolls. So let's see if let's see if he bit. This is my, okay. Hey, we got an answer. So JW has a hearing aid turned on. Now, JW, listen, you can't, I'm trolling the trolls. I get troll the trolls tonight. Well, I want to listen to you. I'm going to move on like a classroom where we're going to start. Hey, it's working. See, we got trolls in here. Now let's watch. No trolls have any money. Won't see no super chats or anything. You don't have any money. They're broke trolls. So we want to teach and you got to add, because this is a ministry. You can't just come in and troll. Normally anybody here is allowed to stay here. You have to add to the chat. And normally when we do it in a fashion, when we try to iron sharpens iron, you got to kind of put what it is that the point we're making. If you're going to kind of dispute what I'm saying, or even if somebody's in the chat itself, and you have to actually add to what you're saying, like value, like, okay, this isn't money, JW, then what is this? And tell me what money is then. I'm not your brother, I rebuke you. Don't call me brother. Your brothers and your sisters are those that do the will of the Father. Next troll, let's move back up and troll through the trolls. Watch, brother, sister, you won't see any trolls ever super chat. I've been live streaming, brothers, sisters. I have thousands of hours. I've been on this blog I have a half a dozen channels. This channel is just unshadow banned. You don't know what this channel is because your first time being here. But there is truly never been a broke troll to ever make a super chat or a cash app because they're broke. Father gave them their treasure here. They get their treasure from pain. It's a sickening thing if you think of, but they don't have a dime to their name. No trolls will ever super chat. You will see they won't. They won't even get, they want their limelight, but they won't even get their, now people who want to speak in the chat who normally will donate, if they want to donate to some kind of cause or whatever. And I don't care if people want to donate anything here. All I ever ask people for is people's time. Okay. To come back when they have time. That is my, okay, let me see here. We're going to actually let JW off and we're unhooked him. So, okay, we got our first catch and release because that's what we're doing here. So to show you that Father is creator of all things and he makes these broke trolls. That's all they have the time. They don't actually have any money. All they have is time to troll. And they probably just coming out of the mom's basement, coming after a World of Warcraft game, or maybe this is what they do for fun. So let's see if we can find us another troll. Let's see if we can hook us another troll. Thanks for our regulars come in. And all right, what's money? We got another one on here. I think we got STFU JB J buy. He's buy. Okay, buy. He's buy. So we got he's buy. Now, yeah, don't cost a troll. I like that. That's a good one. So, hey, Adam, at least something's adding to the chat. See, there we go. So, hey, buy. You want you to come on by so you can give it a try with your transgender Jesus. You know, there's two Jesus in Scripture. You said money. Is this money? This then shut the STF, like my Fifth Amendment. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do can and will be used against you. Can say. Can you answer my question? Hello, you got to answer the question here. If you're going to troll, you got to be quick on the thumb. Remember fat thumb? These people have fat thumb from trolling all day. Literally too much on the interweb or the World Wide Net. So ask my question. Is this money? I'm trying to get an answer. Okay, he's not. We're going to have to, it is not about money. Shut the back. Okay, so he still wants me to be quiet. He still wants me to be quiet. Now, normally trolls, they're trying to interrupt. If you know trolls, they're broke. They don't have any money. No, I've been live streaming for hours. Never once as a troll ever put up a super chat, or I've never got a Cash App or a PayPal. And they're in the link description. And because they normally need the attention, and they can get the attention, but they don't do it because they're broke. Broke dick bobs is what they are. So anyways, we're going to move on to another troll. This troll doesn't have anything to say. If they're not adding, then we move on to release. So hold on, we got to let him go though. Where'd that troll go? Oh, okay. Hey, baby girls world says, sir, you are the troll. All right. Now, why am I a troll, baby girls? What am I? I'm listening. Hold on. We got a new one on. We're going to let you go. You don't know what to talk about. You have to actually add to the chat. If you're going to be a troll, then you have to even know what to talk about. Yeah, this is a different chat than you've ever been in. So you don't get to troll the trolls. I'm trolling the trolls, and I control the trolls. I am the fisherman. Remember, he told us to be fishers of men. So here we are at High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries. You've never been to this platform. You don't know this is Shadow Band Shadow. So you're saying, what's that? Speak up. Okay, Dave says or Diana says I'm a troll. Diana, why is I'm a troll? You ever been to this ministry? You know anything about a troll? Tell me about a troll is. Tell me what a troll is. You got to know what a troll is to troll the trolls. So I know what a troll is. I have a TikTok platform over there that's 20K. We could put 1,500 of you in a room and speak to 8 of you at the same time in the room. So what is the will of the Father? Oh, what is the will of the Father? Thy kingdom come? That is what the will of the Father is. Okay, hey, another thing that trolls do, brothers, sisters, is they're drug pushers. People push drugs. That's another thing that this ministry points out, that they push drugs. They like to interrupt, and they want to upset you so you'll laugh and then think something's wrong with you, so they can say that you're a schizo or a psycho or some kind of mental disability, that you have to need drugs. So they've been programmed. So a lot of the times we troll the trolls because they're programmed like a virus. They don't know. See, not only are they programmed, but they're broke. They don't have any money, and they can never once actually put themselves in the limelight once on the super chat. And we've never done this before here. This is something it's kind of funny. I'm not even reading their, like I said, normally I can catch the chat. Like I said, we can do 1,500 people in a room with 8 people, but we're just trolling, picking off one and one. It's like dangling a carrot, at the end of a string, because that's what they want. If they can interrupt, then they get the attention, but they can't even pay attention. It's kind of hilarious. So I'll only talk to, and I can see everybody now. Sometimes I don't even look at the chat. That's what upsets them. See, they need the attention. If they could get my attention right now by making it rain in here, like, come on, like Santa, come on, where's all the hoes at, right? Let's ask Santa. They got no money. They couldn't even afford to pay attention, let alone leave a super chat. So they can say something like down here, but I don't see no trolls in here. See, they're just trolls, and they're broke trolls. I don't hear my Cash App ring and make it rain up in here, right? No, they're broke trolls. So let me look at one of these trolls. We'll try to catch one. And what we troll for in here is your time. If you've ever been to this is not a religious channel, and I rebuke all these religious idiots because they don't actually ever sit down and even read anything. But that's not what trolls are about. Trolls are about causing pain, because by their lifting of you, no, they need to lift themselves up by pushing you. Oh, yeah, they want to push you down, which lifts them. See, that's a troll. So now you know what a true troll is and why we call them trolls. Trolls are trying to lift themselves up by pushing you down. They see, that's why, and I'm not below anybody and nobody's above me. I'm just trying to truly teach you what trolls are. See, God doesn't love everybody, and God's a title, by the way, and I don't believe in God. That's a title. Believe is not a thought in my head. Believe is not a thought. It's a verb. You're an idiot. See, idiot, most people can't even define. I could ask most trolls, 98% of the trolls, they couldn't even define that word idiot. So not only are they broke, but they're uneducated trolls. So let's see if we got any more trolls in here. Do I think Israel should open their borders? I think Israel is the most apostate nation. It's not this nation here that it speaks about in Scripture, where it says, "Oh, heareth what the Lord say, O Israel," in the book of Jeremiah. This Israel is not the Israel. This Israel is committing atrocities because the United States has got Donald Trump's got remember, he's the king of Israel, right? He's the Gentile Messiah. So yeah, we get the trolls all excited. The political trolls would come in here, brothers, sisters. I'm a veteran. Mass murder in chief. Which one you voting for? Democrat, Republican? They both are mass murders in chiefs, right? Uniform Code of Military Justice. So people don't know who they're trolling with. Yeah, you got to put your money where your mouth is here. That Israel is literally, it's a spiritual Israel and not a physical Israel. I rebuke these people. This is not what it speaks about in the last, book in Revelation, in the interlinear Textus Receptus. Oh, sorry, that's the Old Testament. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, which is a law, not some stupid religion. I rebuke all you religious idiots. See? Idiots. Trolls have nothing to add to this chat. They don't know what they came in here to do. They go, oh, and sometimes we talk about other things like, Christ being thrown in jail, things like that. And we're supposed to stand up to perversion. The Hebrew word is froward, to pervert, right? And not supposed to just let it sit. Oh, we're just going to let it all go. Now God loves everybody. What the hell are you talking about? He didn't love the Gentiles. And I don't do religions. I mean, this is history. Remember, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy were 613 statutes, commandments. Not a religion. It was called the Torah. It was the law, you idiots. I rebuke you. You're an idiot, and I'm fine. I don't care about trolls. We're just trolling the trolls tonight is what we do. Channel's just been released on Shadow Band, so it's okay. It's never been done before. We just thought we would troll the trolls. We feed the trolls, but we never trolled the trolls before. So we're going to pick them off like fishers of men, he tells us to be, and show them to the light. So you'll never see a troll spend a single penny inside of this, whatever you call their, I don't know, money. That's not money. You're an idiot. If you're a troll, you think that's an idiot. Oh, you're an idiot if you think that's money. All right, moving on. See if we can find another troll in here to fish. Count Shadow Band. What happened? Well, we point out things that the government is trying to genocide everybody, and Israel is not a nation. It is a bride that is on all 4 1/4 walks of this rock that you're not on a planet. Father didn't create a planet. There's no such thing as a fallen angel. He stuck his near school bus size in her little the word Nephilim is bully. Yeah, we exposed that Donald Trump had a scamdemic. I'm a veteran, and so I've been blogging on this platform. It's not just what I did here. It's what I've done. Well, I'm not political. History is being made every day. What the hell are you doing about it, right? You're not going to do anything. History's already written. Father created all things. There's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as free will. Freedom? Da-dum-dum-dum. I didn't think it was about, it was not only the right of the people, it was the duty. Remember your Declaration of Independence? If this tyrannical government became what it was, we were supposed to form those First Amendment, well-regulated militia. Oh, that's Second Amendment, right? The militias, peace, redress grievances, and then first ballots, then bullets. See, people have strayed from the Constitution. They don't know what this is a corporation. And I've been exposing this on this platform through 6 channels. I've done many things, been on the Alex Jones show before, some of the bigger blogs back, Casey on Enter the Stars with hashtag search bars matter, some of the things, but I do a lot of things behind the scenes. Many have seen Truth Viral Television, blog America After, Silver's Like Gold. There's many channels that I've done here. So when you hover over this government to show that they're corrupt, when you used to be one of these pigs, people in government, not just clown cops and throwing people in a rape cage with no victim. How about this one? We're not supposed to have any military outside our borders. Under this covenant, he said, "Let vengeance be mine, saith the Lord." Although God, Father, used to require war. He said, "Before Abraham was I am, the ram." See, religious, these trolls are probably freaking out right now because I'm not religious and they don't know what to say. But anyways, hey, well, hold on. We'll feed the trolls. Remember, God required war. Remember the heavens? That's not above your head. Heavens are the ruling class. Remember Israel? Hello, wake up, you religious idiots. Yeah, he required war. You, our enemy, will flee 7 ways. Remember that? Who's crazy now? They called Noah nuts for 126 years and it ain't even rained. You ever read the book of Luke? And then it did, huh? Who's nuts now? They're a unicorn. You got to be on their side of the door. Remember, there's a wedding. So anyways, moving on. Let's see. Okay, so Israel was the ruling class, the heavens, and earth was not below your feet. That was the one that were ruled. Remember, no nation could come against that. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No fiery darts will penetrate your armor. There was a ruling class. They were the heavens. They were the heavens. Remember? No nation, your enemy will flee 7 ways. They will come against you. And if you do not agape me, I will make them flee 7 ways. Right? No, I will make you flee 7 ways. Your enemy will come against you 1 way. See, people are religious. They go out. God used to require war. God used to say, have sex with your sister, be fruitful, multiply. Yeah, eye for an eye. He killed your brother, go in and you can sneak in his house and kill his brother. That's the Old Testament. See, that ain't some kind of religion. It was the law. So if you're religious, get out of here. And if you're a troll, you ain't got no money. I heard none of you trolls make it rain up in here. So goodbye. You can't troll this channel, can you? No, you can't. Oh, you might get me trolling when I start talking about, standing against this perversion. Huh? Nope. No weapon formed against this ministry will prosper. This gospel is not some easy peace. It's Antichrist. Anybody who says is not the Antichrist, but is telling you false teaching, that is the word prophet. Call no man teacher. Take that, stick that in your apple pipe and smoke on that. Sex? The sons of God coming into the women and men didn't have anything to do with sex, but you don't want to talk about the bite out of the apple, do you? You guys are idiots. All of you people who follow these religions have fallen for perversion. The Hebrew word is froward. You don't speak no Hebrew, not a lick. Like none, like the two priests kind of meat they eat on Sunday. Get it? None. Israel is not a physical place under this testament. Nothing is physical under this testament. You done ripped him down from the tree he hung on, not a cross, and he didn't carry a cross. See, that's what religions do, these people. You can't keep up. We'll write it down. Stop swearing. Get out of here, bluff. Don't come back in here ever again, man. I'm calling your bluff for the last time. You come back in here, you'll be permanently, I can remember. I got a brain like an elephant. I'm a reconstructionist. I work problems backwards. You got to get back in time. There's no such thing as time. Remember? Oh, it's 2025. No, it's not. Oh, there's a number on a wall and a hand points to it, and that's time. Shut up. Use your Fifth Amendment. Be quiet. Time. Oh, there's 12 months in a calendar. No, there's not. Grow up. 52 weeks. You ever play 52 pickup smoke and fire? You can fire you right out of here. Be gone with you. Get behind me, Peter. So, all right, moving on. Too much for you guys, huh? Too much, man. I know. Some of you guys are like, yep, that's exactly. And most of you guys are like, huh? Write it down or something. I ain't gonna go back and go back. There's thousands of hours of me not cursing one time. They're bluff. Did you get hit in the face with a grenade by the state of Oregon for standing up for the right of the people, the Constitution? No, I'm calling your bluff. Hey, you want to jerk off and get off on somebody get hit in the face with a grenade? Go watch it. We already played it in the live stream. You can actually, we started a new one. So anyways, hey, somebody said, talk about Bigfoot. Bigfoot, where does it say in scripture there's Bigfoot? See, that's what we can do. I'm not going to address anything, guys. I'll troll for a minute. We'll catch and release them, but we got enough people in here we got a couple ears to hear. It doesn't matter. Father create all things. There's no thing as free will. Get out of here if you think there's free will. Move on. Go along with your literally things. He said, be of the word, stay in it, but not of the world. So go on. It doesn't say that you're not following, you're not aligned. The word is hodos, to be in the same narrow way. Not one above another. That's pride. God, there used to have a rulings class, heavens. Remember that 120,000 man army, earthly army could not overtake. They were overcome by that 7,000 man heavenly army, Israel. Wake up. So don't talk about, hey, moderators. I have a moderator here. Moderate anybody's talking about drugs, please. We got drug pushers in here like the government. That's why they shadow ban this channel, because I point out that the number one drug dealer on this rock is Donald John Trump. The number one single selling product, outpacing any kind of real estate, the Pfizer jab, and he's that king of that jab. So that'll get you shot. I'm a veteran. How about that? We're not supposed to have any military outside our borders. Yes, God, there used choir, war, wrath, sacrifice, ritual. He had a heavens. He had a ruling class. He had fines and fees, and that's all fulfilled. And he hung from a tree, not from a cross. He tells you to carry your cross in the book of Matthew. How about that? He had a disciple, the book of Luke. Who shall be my disciple? How about Matthew? Who shall ever follow after me? Right? He says, take up your cross daily, deny yourself daily. Backwards. You want me to reconstruct it for you? Hados alatia horizo, way, truth, and divider, horizon. Not light, he said horizo. Not life, he said horizo. Do you speak any Greek? No. You forward, you add, you pervert, you twist, and you change. How about God? That's not a term ever written in these. I have them right here. Once again. This is a 12th century, a book is the word Bible. That's never written on a form. It was on stone, tablets. You're stoned out of your mind on that dispensary. Space weed, you're out at space. Where does it say there's space in these books? It's my favorite flower that grew up out the dirt. If it bears seeds here, I use medication, but I'm not out of my mind because I'm all methed up. You guys are idiots. Stop talking about drugs. The number one drug dealer is Donald Drug John Fentanyl Trump. See, we won't be here much longer, but we're going to keep pointing out the truth. But you can't handle the Alathea, he said. Alathea. You're a Mexican American. Go take your little Adderall in your Mexican camp there, huh? Yeah. All of you in your band camp thinking that we're spinning around on a damn ball. Grow up, child. Trolls. All right, let's troll. Let's feed a troll here, guys. You sick stalker that are. Okay, that's not anything. Here, okay, God doesn't love everybody. God's a title. Most people go to hell. Anybody want to disagree with that? Show me scripture where it says most people don't go to hell. We'll actually troll the trolls and we'll see if we can teach at the same time. You can't put scripture unless you actually put in this channel. You have to put the actual scripture below it. So you can't just start quoting because that's not teaching anybody. You have to add in this channel. It's not a religion channel. I have a shower right here on demand, hot water heater. I have my own power. Actually, I shower out of a bucket. So what's with the shower? All right, nice. They up for hours and no ever contributed one. I don't have any money. This isn't money. This isn't money. You can wipe your butt with this. It's the conversation. Once again, lady in red, they're doing their thing. This is money. Once again, lady in red, they're doing their thing. This is money. You're an idiot. If you think this is money, I rebuke you. This is the problem that I have with this country. You people just keep following this. You keep following this. And you keep your faith just like, yeah, it's where you rest your, yeah. They already told you right here where they're going. It's been in front of your face all along. You know, you can go see Jonathan Collect and you can see him fold these things up forever. They've been telling you that it's on the money. And don't speak up as they keep smashing, right, and taking this away from the patient. They don't. Jesus is king. I know it is, guys. It's conversation. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know what's going to happen. Here, let's put it up. We'll just put an image in your face. You want to see why this channel is Shadow Man? How about this? Let's give you an image. We won't even play the old SWAT raid anymore. We'll just go to the whole work of the ministry. Okay, hold on. We're going to show you secret window. What do you mean preached here? There's no such thing as a preacher. You would know the difference between a teacher and a preacher. I don't. How many hours have you put on this low budget? How many hours have you spent on this ministry? How many hours have you spent in here? You're making an assumption, right? Come on, speak up. So seems like Father ain't too happy about everything there's no preaching going on here. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not a Catholic. Kitty touch God, Satan, Jesus, Christ birthed in the middle of the winter. Yeah, that one. A little follow with their Jorge Bergoglio. You remember that Roman homosexual, Pope with this Jorge Bergoglio, yeah, Caesar Borgia, the Borgias, the image and all this. Yeah, I'm not a preacher. Preachers, they can't keep their hands off kids like, Muhammad, Muslims. Kitty touch. The Quran was written by Catholics, so I think the Father's quite pleased with what's going on in this. Yeah, we're exposed and we're standing against it, so that's what we're supposed to do. And we're receiving, shadow bans and things like that to the nature. So you can make an ass out of yourself or assumption out of you, but you ain't gonna make one out of me. And that's okay because I ain't a preacher. Like, Kitty touch, like Joe and Chump and, all their EpiPen Island boys that they trade lightsaber them in their ice holes. So, yeah, that's why Father's making me say this. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be able to say it now. And you think Father's unhappy, huh? Well, thank you for your opinion. You can leave now. Let me fish a troll out here. In China. Yeah, I know we got stream, guys. I'm way out in the middle of the country, guys. You guys live in town. He said, broad is the way that leads to the wide gate that leads to hell. You notice in these country roads, we've got little like Dax is where I find my, that, I don't know if you listen to Dax. You definitely assume to be a preacher. I know. You fall right into it. Now get out of here, PA. You don't have any money. You're just trolling me, and you don't have any of this, or you don't have any money on your Cash App. You're just trolling, and so you can't come up with nothing. You can't add to this chat. You're a broke troll is all you are. Nope. See? Don't see no ching ching, bling bling by nose in here yet. Not one time have ever trolled, ever contributed anything. All they do is try to pull people down because lowing, right? They're down here, and by bringing you down to their level, that raises and lifts. Say that's a troll. So, anyways, you got that money, huh? Is that money? So, nice. Good stuff. All right, so we're going to troll the trolls again. Let's see if we can catch this troll, and we'll see if we can hook them on here. And so, no, troll. Aye, that's not trolling. All you do is ask for money. I just came here fresh. I just came here fresh. What do you mean just came here fresh? Look at this Babylonian psychobabble these people speak. This guy said, all I do is all I do is ask for money. I just came here fresh. Well, what is fresh? What are you asking for money for? Tell me what money is. I don't know if Tyler's trolling like he just does. What does fresh mean? And maybe I'm not into this new dialectus, the gloss of the late. What does fresh mean? You're just here fresh. I just started watching. So all you do is ask for money. Who are you asking for money? Who are you asking money for? All you do is ask for money. What is money, though? See, that's the problem. I think you're from this channel, like telling people this is money. This isn't money. So what are you talking about? Stop being a troll, man. Seriously, I don't think you know what money is. So you're not adding. You're not a troll. You're not adding anything. You're trying to, oh, wait. Come on. I get a better troll than that. I recently had a vision of Jesus telling me that you are, in fact, a real troll. Who's Jesus? ACC. Who's Jesus? I don't know what Jesus is. That's not in the books that I have right here that are both in the Hebrew and the Greek. There's no J's in Hebrew and no J's in this Greek. So what is the letter J isn't in this book. So what do you mean Jesus? Who are you talking about? This is the interlinear text. There's only one accepted text. I'm not talking about the rejected text. And I'm not talking about, rejected. The 22 that I'm not talking about Dead Sea. I'm not talking about 1611. I'm talking about the canonized version of every word taked out, defined, all of them, every one of them. So you can actually use, one word concordance study by the number. You don't do it by the number. I don't think you know what you're talking about. You got visions. What, like you're a prophet or something? Prophecy was nailed to a tree. And so Jesus, I don't know what you're speaking of. You're speaking foreign to me. It's like alien. There's no such thing as aliens. There's no such thing as Bigfoot. Watching too much Anakin Skywalker, Spaceballs. You're going to tell me that Chewbacca had Wookiee with an Ewok, right? Now we got big feet. So I had a vision. So can anybody help me out with who Jesus is? I don't know who Jesus is. I've never heard that term in this scripture here. There's not a J in this. So what is this letter J? I know that it's not A to Z, it's A to J in the English alphabet. You speak American, it sounds like to me. You don't speak anything that's in this book. He said, don't add even a letter. He didn't say that. He said jot. He said, see, you don't want to change to translate. You don't want that difference between a translation, a literal definition change is a translation. But if you leave the definition, aletheia is the word truth. You leave the definition, you leave the truth. So aletheia, truth, definition, not by change, by jot or tittle, by definition, original word is the word transliteration, not translation. You must go after a transgender Jesus. I remember it mentioning in that in some of these other books, like Paul said, another Jesus, but that's not what this book doesn't say that because it doesn't have the letter J in it. So I've read this watered down version that you're referring to. It says many, right? Two Jesus. Paul said, another gospel and another Jesus. So which Jesus are you speaking of? So there's two Jesus right there. Which Jesus are you speaking of there, ACC? I'm not hearing anything else out from your face. You must not be studying by the accepted text. You must be studying some other version that's called pornea. You speak any Greek once again? Oligos, a little out of your league, aren't you? Oops. I'm not a preacher. I rebuke preachers. Can't keep their hands off children. Kitty touch. That's Christianity. They follow that Pope, Papa, Father. He said, call no man father. With their mass eating of human flesh. Can you speak any kind of truth? Aletheia. MASSE is the eating of human flesh. By the number? No, by the letter. Christ Mass is an orgy. Jesus, transgender, Apollyon, the one that the house decorated with, once again. Maybe that's why we get shadow banned, huh? Oh, another Jesus. And another gospel. Paul said it, not me. You don't like it? Take it up with Paul. He was, yeah. So, that troll, shut up. Any other trolls like to troll the chat just for fun? God's not in the sky, so you know. Let's get one of you religious idiots now. Let's take out religious idiots and try to give you a little biss. He said, my people shall perish for like a biss. I enjoy more doing this anyway. So trolls are trolls. They're just going to do what they do. They're programmed like a virus. A virus is not a living organism. What the hell is wrong with these people? It's not alive, and they're going to get it. Can't catch something that's not alive. You don't know anything about computers, do you? Quantum computing, quantum physics, mathematics, basic. Come on, algebra. Anyone? Bueller? You take some from here, you're going to have to give it over here. Basics, math. Check your math, add, subtract, multiply. Oh my gosh, they've fallen off. Bueller. All right, anyways, we're moving on. We'll just keep moving on, trolling the trolls. You broke trolls, you ain't got no money. Father made you so broke, you ain't even got a pot to piss in. You're dirt poor. You know what that means? Those are idioms. You're an idiot, and you would know the difference between an idiom and an idiot. Idiotas, that's all you are. You're religious idiots. Oh, you're so judgmental. Oh, well, let's see what it says about judgments. Let's take this into our origins. How many times is the word judgment said? Oh, I got to go to my lexicon first, get my dictionary out. You guys don't know how to study this word. So don't speak up about this word in this chat. Ministry. It's High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries. What it is, we're expanding the ministry to town. We're out here in the middle of nowhere, so we're going to get... And we found another space. And it has full amenities, so we can hook up the free air, so we can... Yes, a time machine. We can put it in there, and it'll be suspended. Like I thought Michael Jackson was going to get all frozen in time. Oh, anyways, that's you. Stiff as a board there, huh, Nimrod? Like a statue, like a phallic tower, like the Washington Monument or the one in front of the Vatican. Same phallics are monuments. Yep, the Vatican, Washington, D.C., District of Criminals. You're criminal. Criminal's a code, right? Criminal code, that's Title 18. That's for statutes. Revised statutes for corporations. Corpse, like statutes, hello. Are you awake out there? Anyone? Bueller. They say something's wrong with me and they think I take drugs. This is the Jesus juice that I'm on, brothers, sisters. If you're wondering what's wrong with me, all I do is Jesus. I thought you said there was no letter G. I got to speak, you mystery Babylonian psychobabble Americans. You won't speak up. You're the silent majority. They're going to draft American women. Never heard a man speak up about that. There ain't no men in America, not one. Ha ha, not one. No, there isn't. Why would they allow the women to be drafted? I would definitely speak up about that. I don't care what the shape of a man's eyes or how much melanin when a man has my six. Somebody wants to peel my grape, split my wig. I'm not going to, nope. I don't see color. I don't see race. There's only one race, the human race. Man and woman, no aliens, no big feet. Big feet. No aliens. Stop it, child. No, one race. You think that a man's going to try to shoot I care about how much melanin is in his skin. You've been here before. You know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. He didn't put melanin in our skin. He put it because how close he put us to the equator or how shaped our eyes. That's it. Doesn't have anything to do with race. different cultures or customs, but I got a man's back in the foxhole when he's got my back when he's going to sleep on fire guard. I'll make sure nothing gets him. He's got this, but when you put me in a foxhole with a foxy, I'm going to think about a foxhole. That's not, you don't put women in war. Men are so weak. Speak up, American men. There are men in America. Nobody held no protest against the government during the scamdemic. No, you didn't. I don't remember seeing anybody literally holding a protest against the federal government, holding a protest against their elected official governor that was doing all of this at a state level and holding a protest against your police department. Why didn't you do that? Because you're the silent majority. And here we are. I told you in 2004 they were going to take all your supersize away, and everybody told me I was crazy. And look at me now. I'm having me a Noah moment. Look at me now. Man, I imagine if a farmer could have thought he got $1 for an egg. Well, he'd have bought more chickens. You guys are crazy, right? No, I'm crazy. This guy's nuts. Whatever. Welcome to the channel. But is there only 15 of you left? Is there 15 of you left? I thank Father. If you got them all out of here, get them out of here. I think we're done for the night. How many we got in here, moderator? Boy, we're not got shut down, like shut off. Thank you, Father. No mas. Adios, amigo. Arrivederci, burrito. You speak any Latin or poquito español? All right. We're not getting anything. We can't troll the trolls. This ain't no fun. If I can't get any, maybe it's just they're shadow banning my chat. They do that sometimes too. So we went off on Mr. What was here? ACC, but we never got any more comments. And like lead weight, like cement shoes in a lake, so you sink much quicker. All right, I'm the only one enjoying the live stream, so we're not getting any conversation. That's the same thing I was asking when they were SWAT raiding my house. I don't get no calls, man. I'm not getting no response, so I'll go talk to the walls here till the face, right, like a Canaanite. All right. Much agape. I appreciate it, brother, sister. Anybody got to be a part of the stream? See, I told you no trolls would donate. They're broke trolls, and that's okay. We just did it to toy the trolls and, play with them, get them a little hooked and let them go. So we won't keep you forever. I don't want to keep you guys. Tie the time is what I need for people that are part of the ministry when they have it. And I do appreciate everybody that continues to follow the ministry here and see our works through the last year here and the growth, having the ministry completely paid off, to expanding the ministry to a location where we can have a consistent freeze dryer, so we can have these underground gardens out here that are producing food year round, be able to suspend them in animation, as I was saying, and then hopefully provide abundance to the local community members here who are less, not have there's no fortune, but are without, and we can provide it in an organic source that's grown right here in the valley. It would be pretty neat. So got lots of plans for this ministry. Thought we'd come in here earlier. We got quite a few trolls because we did a donate to the ministry channel if somebody wanted to. We did have one person, and that's okay that nobody did, because again, the tide of time is what I, as this pastor of this rather large ministry, the numbers are staggering when you look at how many. It makes mega churches look tiny. I thank Father to be able to have this voice still, although I'm struggling with a little bit with the from the tear gas. I'm working through the stroke and the concussion, but I'm still here and still able to stand on my feet and walk around. And I feel blessed to be able to still even just be a part of this ministry. So I'm not, it's everybody. And we recently, because the unshadow banning went up real quick. I mean, in a matter of days, bam, the numbers shot back up again. I mean, waiting 3 months, we hit 1,000 and shadow banned for about 2 years. And now we've been shadow banned for just about a week, and we've already jumped back up to 20. So we're right about 18. So, if they'll unleash, but when I talk about the things I talk about, they don't want you to hear these things. So you might, before the channel gets taken down fully, if that ever happens, go back through the stream, and there's thousands of hours to look through. It's a pretty intense channel. SWAT raids and, things like that. I don't know what other pastor do you know that gets SWAT rated? But I provide a sanctuary. That's something we can do as a pastor to provide for people who are trying to, that our governments and things are wrongfully persecuted, trying to be prosecuted. So I actually am going to continue with this ministry and plan on trying to get out of the country as soon as I can and get down to South America and actually maybe seek some refuge down. And if I have to do it through political, I will. Refugee status, but I don't think I'm gonna have to do that. I think everything that I've been doing through here is going to get taken care of. It's been nearly a year since I've had the issue with, pointing out the corruption out here in this valley. It's going to get taken care of. I feel it. It's close. I have to be anchored in faith, like Daniel. Be thrown in, the den of lions, and I'll come out all right. I always do. Father always Hados. He provides that narrow way, and somehow I come out on the other end, and without any nicks or scratches or breaks or because I suffer a lot of physically, but I mean spiritually more than anything. So I still have faith. I will not falter in this. I know that for sure. I'm going to keep pushing forward, and that's why I said I made another purchase of land out here, and I'm excited to be able to use this ministry to, do the ministry from up there, and then you guys get to see how the progress of the ministry comes along, because that place needs a lot of work. But I work hard, and like I've fixed this out here, we'll be able to, you guys will be able to see, because I'll film. I'm hoping to film a lot of the building up of the in-town ministry. So I'm excited for that, guys. That'd be it's spring is here, and I have, this, I already have a lot of ideas on how to, I've repurposed things. So I'm going to add a little of that country flair, a little of that Western appeal to that house up there, and it'll look good. The neighbors have, moved in next to and put in some pretty newer buildings, and I think I can match what's there even with their new stuff, the way that I repurpose things. And so I'm sure it'll be a kind of a neat build out. And so I'm looking forward to getting, my hands dirty up there, and it'll be a neat, like I said, it'll be good content for the channel too. I mean, we'll build outs people like. Sometimes they don't like watching that stuff, but it's going to be a neat, like I said, I don't think that I'm going to pour massive amounts of money in it. I don't have that available to me right now, but I should be able to. But I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to come here and be a part of it. That ministry here is not so much for sisters, for anybody out there that's part of the ministry here online, unless you come here and can enjoy the benefits of the ministry. So even if that doesn't happen where you get to come here, I'm sure others will eventually come here, as I said, and we'll be able to reap the benefit. Be able to supply the, as a base too in town, and a constant source of way to, like I said, these underground gardens are going to produce food 365 days a year is what I'm trying to do. I don't want to let the weather slow me down. I need these to be down below the frost line so that they'll continue to be able to produce food. And there should be an abundance. There should be more than we could ever deal with. And that's why gaining that, consistent power source, I can put that freeze dryer to work. So I haven't purchased one yet. I'm going to have to buy one. So I'll purchase one for the ministry. They've come down a considerable cost since I've had 5 of them before, throughout the years. So I know which model I'm looking for, and I know how to do that it's a trial and error. There's so many people successful at doing it through the different sites that you can go through and learn from people's mistakes. You don't make any mistakes. It's not cheap to do that. It's not that expensive. Did you get it? Troll the trolls. We're troll the trolls. We didn't get too many trolls in here, so we were getting quite a few on the last live stream. I was asking for donations to the ministry, and we talked for hours, and then we did. Somebody opened up the can of worms, and then it came pouring in. So I was like, we'll just troll the trolls for fun, not to, because they do it to get people their rocks off. But I thought we just enjoy trolling the trolls because their enjoyment's out of pain. We weren't trying to cause them, just kind of put the light on them, if you will. So it is part of this ministry. We do get trolls in here, you know what I'm saying? So, but either way, like I said, I enjoy coming in here and having this platform, and I'm excited to be able to move that through to have another location and to be able to provide again future for people who are going to, I know people are going to come out to this ministry. There are people like Kinetic and others that are working towards getting out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty amazing how far this ministry has come in such a short period of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they seem pretty quiet though, Callie. Tonight, we'll troll them, but they're not there. What I say, like I say, it's okay. Sometimes it's the content, right? That they like to troll, that religions, they definitely like to come in and troll religious people. And I'm not religious, so they get that wrong. But sometimes I talk about how an apostasy, both of the Democrat, the Republican, the whole thing is a sham. That gets them all offended. They'll troll for that reason a lot because they're political. Religious people troll because they don't like what you're saying. They don't read the book. So, but okay, we got to feed the trolls, man. It's part of the deal. They come in here, and it's a good way to make a good example of how people. I call them a troll, and obviously a troll is because I'm not saying that I'm below them, but they're down here as a troll, and they want to drag you down to lift themselves up. And that's why they're troll. That's what they do. They don't realize why they're truly are a troll, because they literally are trying to driving pain from others is the interruption. They like to interrupt a lot of times, just like a child. They need the attention. They need the attention. Come in and try to say something to interrupt, if you ever noticed that. And then once they do, they'll ha ha ha. They laugh a lot. It's like LOL, and the pleasure is pain. Now when you're in pain, they're feeling good. See, that's going to lift them up. That's what a troll is. So we got to take care of those people too. That's a special kind of person, if you ask me. Not short but special, but definitely not the kind of thing that people would even normally talk about. They just kind of let this go on and on and on. It just grows. And so they got better and better at trolling. So it's like changing bait, man. You got to change it up, man. Sometimes it's worms, right? And sometimes it's a little Zeke's floating bait. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe it's a MEPS, a little flash in a pan or something. But we make sure that we feed them here. They're part of the rhythm, but we won't let them, we catch and release them, because you're not supposed to take those ones home with you. Nope, you're not supposed to sup with them. So can't see your eyes. Uh-oh, you're worried about my eyes. Uh-oh, got to see something. You weren't about idolatry and imagery, right? Images and things you can see, idolatry, idols, things of the dirt, things you can see, little things, the imagery. Uh-oh, I can't see. So no one want to give you pain. Don't exist. It's all you perception. It's not true. Get out of here. You're an idiot now. Eleanor's speaking idiocracies now. You can see it, brothers, sisters. It's quite obvious if you hang out for a minute. So are you trying to troll me now? Is that your troll? That's not a very big bite there. I think you can make a bigger bite than that. So all right. Well, hey, like I said, there's thousands of hours of content. We don't always troll the trolls. This is the first time we've really just ever made a live stream to troll the trolls. So how old am I? Why am I old? Because I got a gray beard. Does that mean I'm old? What makes somebody old? Does that make you feel good to say I'm old? Are you old? What is old? Tell me what old is. It's not old for a tree. Dude, all right. Hey, we got somebody saying, dude, all right, dude. Should I put on my hat, my cowboy hat? I'm a farmer. You want me to go get some animals, mules in here for you? I'm not one of you idiots that's falling for, a hand and at a number on a wall that there's a clock. Oh, it's 2025. You're an idiot. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. You don't even know me. With age comes, time to gain knowledge. So bis is the word busos or bathos, busos, bis. Those all mean knowledge. So he said, my people shall perish for lack of bis. I'll throw them in the abyss. I'm not worried. You don't have any. You're okay. Old? What's old? You're young? What do you mean you're young? I've met young that are much smarter than people who are much older than me. So what do you mean? I don't ever die. It's like you think you're afraid of death. I don't ever die. Time's an illusion. You're an idiot is what you are. Time. I'm old. What is old? Because this meat suit here has been put through some. Did you get hit in the face with a grenade? Are you a military veteran? Have you ever done anything and served anything other than yourself? You're auto-driven, autonomous, self-driven, like jerking yourself off all the time, pulling your own chain, hub, porn. I don't know what you're doing. Porny is a Greek word for idolatry. All you're worried about, sounds like, is your eyes, or maybe it's your ears. I don't know. Maybe it's falling on deaf ears. He doesn't lift the strainer for most people's eyes. The scales, that's the word apocalypse. Pastor Apocalypse, brothers and sisters, thanks for coming in. Why are you so offended? I just asked for you. Who's offended? You're not, nobody's offended. We're just having a conversation. We're just trolling you. It's a troll in the trolls channel. Why are you so offended? Quit being a Karen. Stop trying to be nice. You know what nice means? To be stupid. That's what it means. You know what the word Nephilim means? Bully, not giant, not fallen angel. Shakalaka. Take that, put that in your apple pipe and smoke that. Nobody wants to talk about the sex act in the garden, but they think that's sex. Speak any Greek. Don't shoot an angel. Don't shoot me, please. You're not going to shoot me, are you? That's what I was saying with the police. They guys wanted to shoot me, huh? We had to document it, brothers and sisters. They would have shot me. You guys would have seen it on the live. They shot my son. They'd already hit me in the face with a grenade. I had dogs in here, guys. My animals. I had to take care of my mules. I'm a farmer. I don't have my hat on. It's cold out here. I ran out of firewood. They shot all my windows out. It's been a long winter. So you don't know my life. You don't know me. So if you want to speak up and try to troll me, you don't know who you're trolling. If you had any money, you put your money where your mouth is, but you don't. So you could be a broke troll and still troll me. It's okay. Fish on. You're supposed to be fishers of men. Agape is the word. If you know what that meant, you might know what I'm talking about then. Otherwise, you probably don't. That's okay. I'm not trying to turn a goat into a sheep. So what are you fishing for here? Pain? Pain. You want pain? Somebody wants some pain? Go watch the SWAT raid. Go watch a veteran from the United States Army honorably discharged get hit in the face with a grenade for standing up your right to free speech so you can troll. Thank Congress. Don't thank me. Thank God, actually, he's the one who gave Congress the right to, yes, the Constitution was protected. All these laws were written by, and these were inalienable rights. Remember the founding fathers, one nation under, I don't care what you believe in God. God's a title, by the way. They were written in the text. There was no O's in Hebrew, so who the hell is God? Hell's not a place. Hell's no knowledge. I already told you. Are you tracking? Heaven's not above your head. Earth's not below your feet. You don't live on a planet of the apes. You're acting like a gorilla. Bang, bang. Gorilla. Remember Bruno's Mars? I'll catch a grenade for you. All right. We're going in circles. I think we're shadow banned here. Our chat is doing it again. So I'm not old, brothers, sisters. I'm aged like wine. You're supposed to get better with time. You're an idiot. Old. You would know what old is. I met people that are very young, brothers, sisters, in life I can tell has beat them down. And they've been through hard, and they're a lot. Yeah. Normally what finds us is the hard times. not the easy times. That doesn't what makes you what you are today. So I'm not worried what anybody says about me. You think about me one way, the other person about me thinks of me some way. Nobody even thinks about me the way I think about myself. I only think about me the way that I think about me. You see me as somebody completely different. Some people think I'm crazy. Some think I'm smart. Some people think I don't shut up. People like, well, I don't know about that other one. I don't ever shut up. My dad said I got diarrhea of the mouth. Yeah, I used to be a pig. Swine, I know. So it's okay. He said, come out of my people. Remember, David was a mass murderer of Christians. No, it wasn't David. It was Paul. And yes, he killed Christians for a living, for the church. And he was a Pharisee. So you can't clone me. There's not another one of me. Nope, I can't be cloned. So Dad was right. I know. They said it when I got SWAT rated that I had invoked my right to and remain silent, and that's not me. So that's kind of funny. And there's no FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act. That's not going to happen. There's no body cam footage of them ever Mirandizing me. So that's, yeah, like diarrhea, it runs in the genes. Yeah, never mind. No. Good genes. Trump said good genes. He's got good genes. He likes good genes, good genes, good genes, good genes, good genes. What's with the good genes? So, all right. Where did I put my piece of silver, man? I lost my piece of silver. I don't need it right now, but I was wondering where I did it with that piece of silver. Talking jeans. Don't get me started, baby. That's my below. Thank God no cloning, huh? Yeah, good thing they can't clone me, huh? Can't make a copy of me, brothers, sisters. You listen to me for about 5 minutes, you go, that's not him. That's not him. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I was not like my brothers. People, I looked just like my older brother. And, well, he looked, we looked alike. He definitely looks more like my mom than my dad. And my younger brother looked like me. So I've attended my brother's class in high school. He's only 1 year above me. And my younger brother went very much further. So, but I'm not either of my brothers. And people always, we look so close alike, but I don't want to be like I don't want to be like anybody. Actually, I was having this conversation with Kevin, that when I was young, real young, it's actually when my dad came and, stole me from my mom. We were getting the snot beat out of us, me and my brothers, in some bad situations. But I remember when I got away from that and I could actually get a clear thought in my head. And I'd already thought about these things, but there's just a lot of other things going on. But I remember when I was out of that really, and had a moment just to not be, it is what it is. But I had got a moment to myself, if, without the distraction of thinking that I'm going to be, hurt or so. But I was about 8 years old. And I really started thinking, because I already knew something was wrong because my life, I don't want to explain everything about what was going on, but it was involving my other brothers. And I have a sister as well. My dad had to come take us, and really, ran from LAPD. I grew up in Los Angeles, and it's a very, some of my memories have been shut out because of trauma or whatever. And not so, but anyways, I remember I was sitting there and I was thinking, man, there's no one else in this world that thinks like me. I really realized that I do not think like I didn't think like my brothers, because I knew that situation before, I was in, and I wasn't in that, mine was different. And the way I was responding to what was going on was different. I had a different response. I'll just leave it at that. So I started thinking about other people. It's kind of funny. And I started thinking about how other people think, knowing that I figured this out very young, that we don't perceive ourselves as others do. Everybody else thinks of us completely different. You know what I'm saying? You should turn to Jesus Christ. For real, bro. He's the truth. I don't know who Jesus is. I don't know who that is. So please get out of here. You're adding to text that I've read, and there's no Jesus in there. So please leave. You can't turn to Jesus, you idiot, troll. David's an idiot. David's a religious idiot. Let me rebuke him with one scripture. Watch how easy it is to rebuke somebody with scripture. Father said in his word, brothers and sisters, this, you rebuke them with light. You agape thy enemy like thy neighbor, like thyself. These people are so religious. They're swine is what they truly are. He said, don't cast your pearls before swine. He said, don't add in Revelation. I can tell you that right out the gate. Let's go back to what this person said. David, can you tell me what a jot is? Tell me what a jot is. The word jot. You speak any Greek, ordigos? Jot. What is a jot or a tittle? A tittle. A tittle. You know, these are things he told us to that were written in the very last things he said. So if you're going to speak about Jesus, you'd probably remember the very last thing that was written in the book. The very last thing that were written in the book, you would remember. If it was the very last thing he said, you would probably remember it. So let's see if he can answer. All right, boy, he's slow to answer here, boy. I've been going for hours, and I'm going a lot from this guy. What? There we go. So, all right, I guess we got no answer. He didn't answer. He must have fell off. You can't accept Christ. You can't turn to Christ. You can't be saved. You've read too much nonsense of man. You've read too much watered down version of what has not been canonized and been defined. And so you don't know the whole Bible, but you know Jesus is always with me. Well, David, now I don't want to make a big deal about this, but which Jesus are you speaking of? You know, there's two Jesus in Scripture, okay? Right, David? You don't know much. If you'd be willing to listen, I might be able to help you out here something. So, Jesus, two Jesus. Which Jesus are you referring to? And so, yeah, there's no such thing as accepting Christ. You can't be saved. So, you can't. You said I need to. Was it I need to turn to Jesus? Or I need to accept Jesus? Let me go back one more time, guys, and read this. David was what David declared Christ the Lamb of God. That makes him I am. But David said, oh, I just read another one of these things. This guy is definitely a religious idiot for sure. He started talking about demons. I definitely can tell he does not know the definition of demon. You should turn to Jesus Christ. For real, bro. Well, I'm definitely not his brother because he's quoting Antichrist. He is the truth. And he probably doesn't even know what the word truth is. So he probably does not have any actual text in Hebrew or Greek. He's speaking in a different language that's not in this book. Okay. And that's what he says. Don't add I asked what a jot or a tittle was. And so he said, don't add. A jot is like in English is like a period. And not even a letter or a tittle or yod but listen, he's telling you in the very last thing he said, a false teacher or false prophet is the word Nephilim or Antichrist or Satan. They all mean the same thing. Or a demon, same thing. A demon is a Antichrist because they're a distributor of lies. That's all a demon is a distributor of fortunes or lies. Fortunes, lies. There's no such thing as fortunes. There's not. A fortune is an Arab, right? An Arab demon is a genie. a Celtic demon is a fairy. You believe your own fairy tales. You won't define anything. You have no lexicon. You have not used the concordance. You're not studying out of the accepted text, where they literally took use e-sword, that's right, and use your canonization process to make sure that every word was taken out and defined to the best. Some had translations, but a little definition for each word. And your books aren't like that. You got a modern, this is a 12th century book that was canonized back at the time of Rome, and there's no changes. It's least amount that is possible. So I understand this process, and I'm not going to be perverted. The Hebrew word, the Hebrew means to twist. You don't speak any Hebrew. I guarantee your pastor don't speak no Hebrew. Whatever church you go to, they don't speak Greek. Not in Oligos, not even a little bit. None. They don't speak anything. They speak in Babylonian, other Jesus, other gospel that Paul said. So look at here, I'm teaching. You're just begging trolls for money. Look at that, guys. We're just in here talking about the word, and somebody comes in. You're just begging trolls for money. Stay. Nobody was talking about trolls, and you came in here talking about money. We're talking about the scripture, man. We're giving away, charitably giving people away to study, man. I've read the Quran, Ryan. What the hell you do? Tell me this, Ryan. Ryan, who wrote the Quran? There's no such thing as karma, David. You're an idiot. See, there's no such thing as karma. There's no such thing as free will. There's no such thing as luck. So, Ryan, who wrote the Quran? Because you don't know who wrote the Quran. I've read the Quran. You're an idiot. You don't know anything about me. You've got to be. You haven't looked into anything about this ministry. I talk about the Quran in here many times where they don't speak of any text out. That Christ is found in the Quran, but Muhammad was a pedophile, and he wasn't the Hamashiach. So, yeah, don't touch kids. So, hold on. Let me get back to see if this person did. Where did he go? The Quran is in a book. Ryan, who wrote the Quran? Or you got to go. Don't ever touch kids, guys. Muhammad was a pedophile. Allah is not Elohim. I've read the Quran, and these people are idiots. He couldn't even tell me who it was written by, so you got to go. What is the first verse of the Quran? Since you read it. Okay, you don't want to answer my questions, but you want to ask me questions. Get out of here. Leave. You're not welcome in here anymore. You can't answer questions. You want to ask questions. So, yeah. Yeah. All lives matter. My ass. Pedo lives don't matter. Get out of here. There ain't no races. Father, infidels, shut the fuck up. And I apologize for cursing because I've been holding my tongue. But it's never okay to touch kids. And under this covenant, there's no higher, no, and you're lower. You're blasphemous. And I apologize again for my cursing. You don't understand this new covenant. You don't understand who. It's not okay to touch kids. I don't care. You can make excuses, Old Testament. I've read it. Okay. So you might want to ask, questions. No, you might want to answer the questions before you start asking questions. So, okay. You should just log off, homie. I'm not your homie, man. Austin, I'm not your homie. I got a homie here in the valley where I live, and you ain't my homie. I grew up in this concrete jungle, so I know about homies. Like hood stomping in the hood, like Air Force One, so we go stomping in your hood or stomping on your hood. That's up north there, you idiot. You wouldn't know the difference between the funky ghetto and the dirty, helly, filthy south. So, all right. So let me get this idiot out of here because he won't answer my question. Listen, what's the first verse of the Quran? Maybe I'll answer your question if you'll answer mine first. So you get one more because you won't answer mine. Tell me who wrote the Quran, and I might, if I so choose, because I'm the host. You don't get to ask questions after I've asked you a question. So actually, just leave. You're an idiot. I don't have to explain anything to you. So If you go after the Quran and you think it's okay, anything that there's a lower, like the Jews, like Donald Trump, hey, at least Muslims guys know that Esau killed his brother Nimrod and stole his inheritance. That's when Donald Trump has his house decorated. So Muslims are much more, and I'm not that. It doesn't mean the Quran. See, I'm not trying to put. I'm just giving you a little bit of understanding. No more than Christians or most religions. So they truly do, but they're lunatics. They're lunatics, and their god is Semiramis, the Ishtar. Remember, she had sex with her son, Tammuz, the son of Satan. Yeah, that's their Allah, not Elohim. See, there's where the kitty touch comes from. See, your star. We did it in lesson last night. That's why you see the crescent moon and the star. That's Semiramis. Remember when Satan died, Apollyon, their Allah, he had sex with their, see, they try to play out this same, Muhammad did not hang from a tree. Muhammad didn't fulfill the Old Testament, the New Covenant with his bride. And that goes against the New Testament. They believe in infidels, just like Jews. They're idiots. They're Christians without a sun god is all they are. That's all they are. And Catholicism, you idiot, that's who wrote the Quran. Get out of here. Be gone with you. Get behind me, Peter. It's never okay to touch a kid. Get out of here. He didn't hang from a tree. Muhammad didn't hang from a tree. No, he didn't. No, it's not all right to touch kids. And in the infidels with their 13 virgins, remember all that? That's not under this New Testament, this New Covenant. So I rebuke you, just like I rebuke fake Jews. Fake Jews, or it's a spiritual Jew anyway. So, all right, let's move it on. We got him out of here. Islam was created by Catholics to conquer new land. Hey, Princess is actually going to tell the truth. There's no such thing as luck, 550K. You're a child. You got to put the scripture in it with the ACHJ24. You got to put the scripture in here if you want to teach anybody. Have you heard of Satan's mother? Yeah, Satan's mother. Semiramis. Oh, that was his wife. My bad. Islam is the last revelation. No, Islam's not the last revelation. I am revelation. Christ in the firmament in the celestial gospel is Revelation 12, not Islam, you fool. You don't know who you're talking to. A magi. No. I am Apocalypse. We are in Revelation. We are in this book, not the Quran, you idiot. Yes, the celestial firmament has declared the age, not I. Welcome to the new age. Welcome to the apocalypse. Welcome to Revelation. And it doesn't talk about some pedophile in this book. Take that, stick that in your apple pipe and smoke that. Yeah, Esau killed his brother Nimrod, Satan, I know. Semiramis was the wife of Satan. And when she died, she cut his body in 12 pieces, remember, parts, and she couldn't find anything except for his Nimrod. And then she had sex with her son. Mohammed, kitty touch much? Ishtar. I know who your goddess is. You think there's a goddess of heaven? You believe in infidelity? Yes, you do. Kitty touch? You're like Joe. Yeah, Mr. Stinky Muskrat and his buddy Trump. They both been to EpiPen Island. Yes, they have. So, anyways, what are we reading here? We weren't reading anybody's messages. Have you read the 10 Commandments in your book? Are there any different than the ones most people know? Major can ask you a question. We're at Major's got ask, and actually had a question. I don't think he's trying to troll. Major asked the question: is you read the 10 Commandments in your book? Well, why did I read the 10 Commandments? Okay, well, let me ask you this. Have you read the 10 Commandments in your book? Whatever book your book is, I don't care if it's your book or my book, it still says, Father, honor thy father in the 10 Commandments, right? The Old Testament, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. All right, I don't know if Major knows anything here, but let's see. 10 Commandments. It says, honor thy father and thy mother. Tell me what that means. you're going to have to add to this chat, Major. I mean, it's a good question, but and I don't normally ask questions, but what does that mean? And because you mentioned the 10 Commandments. What does it say in the Old Testament when it says, honor thy father? Tell me who that is. And honor thy mother. No, I don't care who your father. Tell me who your mother is. Honor thy mother in the Old Testament. 10 Commandments. Speak up, Major. Come on. Are you in the military? You major pain in my Speak up, Major. Come on. Mother Mary also had Jesus. She was also. Honor. The Torah is not the mother. Under the Old Testament, he blotted out the handwriting of ordinances in the book of Colossians 2 and 14. So it's the new covenant. We're not under the Torah anymore. I rebuke you. Get out of here. But you're close because we're not under that covenant anymore. So let me see if you went back. Imagine serving the country and being a pig. This is what you end up like. 3 mornings screaming at people talking. Oh, David, see, I don't agree with you, David, huh? And now you're still trying to David, why are you still here then? You've been here for 3 days, you said. Look at this, David. This is so beautiful. Watch this, brother. It says, watch the idiocracy of what David just said. David said, imagine serving your country and then being a pig. This is what you end up being like. 3 in the morning, screaming at the screen, talking to people you will never meet. David, what do you mean? If you don't like it, you can go. Why are you staying here? That's okay. Thanks for coming by. So, now I just reread it, so I got it. Okay, absolutely. So, okay, let's troll the troll. So, hey, listen, you broke trolls. You ain't got no money. You would know what money is. Let's troll you. None of you people even have enough money to even super chat this channel. So why are you even speaking? You're broke trolls. Didn't you read the thing when you came in? If you want some attention and you need fed, is that what you need because you disagree with me? I'm not trying to turn a goat into a sheep. It's not possible. Don't worry about it. It's not possible. I'm not going to try to change you. It's not possible. He created vessels of wrath, fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. This is a ministry. You came into a ministry. We're teaching in here. That's what we do. So you can come in here and troll, but if you can't add to the chat, then you're just trolling. You're trying to gain, take from something from somebody so you could gain and lift yourself up. That's why you're a troll. So nobody's screaming. Most screaming, that's what trolls do. Most of the time they want the attention. They'll type in all capital letters. Okay? So if you want to troll the chat and you disagree with me, then just leave. If you'd like troll, I'll go ahead and troll you. Speak up again. Where's my trolls at? You don't like it? Come on, speak up. Tell me all the bad things. I need drugs. You're going to give me a free psychological mental evaluation in a matter of moments without even having an MD. Maybe you do. And you and your house look like the year 1800. Yeah, that's what this house looks like. It looks like a John Wayne movie set. Are you watching me? Are they government or something? You got a spy camera over my head? Why do people say Jesus loves you? Jesus doesn't love everybody. HOI. Jesus only loves his bride, and Jesus is not the reign written in Scripture. Can you please pray against Anthony Ambulance to be reelected in Australia? He's a bad man. Well, I don't pray for anything but other than Father's will. So pray means to have face-to-face time. Don't pray useless prayers that he says Father created all things. He said, pray not like the heathen, long or repetitive prayers. Father knows everything because he created all things. So why are you going to pray? What if somebody's supposed to die and you want them to live? Just keep that in mind because I understand Australia, they take the guns from the Australians, how long ago? Hey, it could be Mexico. So tyranny is abundant. We had Donna in her earlier. She flipped the script on me, and that's okay. But we have many, 20K followers on TikTok for the shadow ban over there. probably a third of the people from outside of the, America were from Australia. So I follow the Australian. I do have since the COVID, you should really watch what's going to happen to these countries that don't have any way to defend themselves, where they make these people literally do what Australia was the worst place to be during the COVID. So I totally understand, that you guys are under tyranny, but I don't know what prayer. Father wanted Donald Trump to be elected, and that guy decorates his house with Satan. Mithra, the sun god, literally lives in a 58-story tower decorated with Satan, and people don't care. He got reelected. I mean, the guy is 9/11. His number is 4 + 5 is 9. 4 + 7 is 11. He is the man responsible. All this Israel and what we were speaking of, is responsible for all this MAGA death. We have megalithic buildings that have been built that we could build with John Trump technology that Tesla had, that John Trump took from him. The old man, messenger pigeons, death ray, that's what got him whacked. He said he could build a dome, a millimeter wall over a city that no army could penetrate. It wasn't just the free energy and the whole currents and this guy's, what are you doing investing in power poles and copper and combustion engines and Henry Fords? I can grab energy right out of the ether. 4 + 5 is 9. Fro, not 11. What the hell was that? You need to get hooked on phonics or something. Wait, work for me. No, that's reading. We're doing the numbers. 4 + 5 is 9. 4 + 7 is 11. Skip Joe. Hello. Back to the Future. 4 + 7 is 11. Let's go back in time. You play Uno like a card game. You got played. So anyways, are you okay, bro? I'm not your brother. Stop calling me brother. I don't know who the hell you are. I never met you in my life. So don't call me brother. So why did Christians die for Jews and blame Muslims? Oh, here we go. This dude is a Charles Manson. And somebody say, what was the other one? You're an idiot. Get out of here. Paul was a mass murderer of Christians. Jesus, man, chill. Victorville. Somebody's in Victorville. Flash news. God doesn't exist. Yeah, God doesn't exist. There's no such thing as God in this scripture, brothers, sisters. There's no O's in Hebrew. God's not in the sky. Hey, somebody might be onto something here. Holy Spirit, that's the word, Ruach HaKodesh. You guys speak anything? I do not agree with you about the Tesla. There's a man here from California that interviewed a car that can travel over 100 miles on 5 gallons of water. David, get the fuck out of here, you stupid piece of shit. I'm serious. I'm just going to call you. What the fuck are you still doing in here? I only got one right left as a veteran. Serve this country. It's my First Amendment, because Donald Trump, literally with his bad man, orange, red flag gun law, they already came and did that because you don't like that I'm outspoken. No, there was no threat about it. But I'm telling you, get the fuck out of here. What are you still standing here for? I'm calling in. I'm calling you out. Shut your fucking mouth, man. You need to leave now. Seriously, go. I don't even know why you're still hanging in here. Keep your mouth shut. Use your Fifth Amendment and leave now. I'm having a real conversation here. That really happened. This isn't anything you can fuck. They had a car that go 1,000 miles on a single charge in the 1800s. You're talking about fucking Stinky Muskrat with his 500-mile car. Fuck off, David. Pound sand. Leave. Pound sand, David. Just leave, man. Don't make me actually ban you from this channel. I'm not playing with you. You just still hanging in here. Just, dude, whatever. Go. Girl, don't go away mad. Even your name, just because he was the Lamb of God. Remember, David declared him the Lamb of God. You don't know anything about the star David, and that's why I don't want you here. He said, do not sup with vipers. Do not cast your pearls before swine. So ban him then, dude. Quick grown men. All right, whatever. You can leave too if you want. Hey, Ryan, what do you mean? What's the name? What is the name? It doesn't say name in here. It says a different word. So you might want to add. No, it said don't add. Father. His name is the Most. Mosthigh. His name is the Most High. See this? And he don't dwell in temples or houses made by hands. He's right here with us right now. It doesn't say name in this book. You're an idiot. Stop asking, because you keep asking. Why don't you look it up for yourself? Do you even study out of Hebrew? Father? He said before Abraham was I am. Remember, there were how many of the apostles, they had pulled him to the side because there's people they knew he was Father, I am, the Ram. He asked them, they asked him, they're asking what your Shem is, not name. And what did he tell them? You can read that for yourself. You could have answered your own question if you would have actually stuck your face in this book. Nobody's filled with hatred. You guys are idiots too. See, that's what I'm saying? Oh, what you want, your little lollipop Jesus? Which Jesus? Your transgender Jesus, birthed in the middle of the winter. Here's your Jesus. Take your little Jesus. Here's your Jesus. Here's your 9/11 Donald Trump Jesus. Yeah, your little Allah Jesus. There you go. You're lunatics. It's not 2025. Grow up, children. Ishtar, Ashtaroth. Go study this gospel here, this ministry. We do it over and over again. Yep, there you are with your little Mass A, your little transgender God. Bertha, this one, Trump has his house decorated. Keep following this man. Keep following these politicians. Oh, they love you. They got a 48-hour jab ready for you now. mRNA, MNR, messenger. Hello, don't shoot the angel. Revelation 9:11. The king, it says they have a king over them. Revelation 3:11, I come quickly, let no one take your crown. So, all right. You guys, oh man, I got people carried. So let's troll the trolls again, brothers. Hold on, we got a tear gas canister in the way. The state of Oregon shot my windows out, so you have to, that's why I'm got my hat and double dressed here out in the desert. So Lord's pagan term, Benjamin. So you know, Lord, not written in this text. That's a word that was added. So you know. So he said, don't add a jot. Don't translate. Speak not of peace. Shalom. Those who say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come upon those. Don't read the NIV. That's bastardized. That's not canonized. Your book's not canonized. These are the 12th century books, brothers and sisters, that was taken out at the Council of Nicaea. This is only for those who have an hearing ear. This is going to fall on deaf ears, brothers and sisters, okay? So I have no denomination. There's not a denomination of this book. Just so you know, Christ is a pagan term. Lord is a pagan term. The word Lucifer was never written in these books. I don't know who the hell you guys talk about who Lucifer is. Venus is the morning star, not Lucifer. So stop saying Lucifer. That's like making something up like the Tooth Fairy. They got whole genres of people call themselves Luciferian. That's not written in the scripture ever one time. That's how foolish this world is right now. 98% of the populace thinks God's in the sky. God is never one time. It's a title to begin with. There's no A-E-I-O's or U's in Hebrew. So you sound like an idiot when you say the word God. Well, no, that's a translation. He said, don't add to my book. That's the problem with people. Oh, no, God knows what's in my heart. It says the heart is continuously, this half full, like this is half full, this is the empty part, horizo, I'm the divider, half full. The heart is continuously filled. That means it's like an eternal. It's just never stop overflowing with wickedness. That's what our heart is filled with this. Wickedness. The government is watching me. I know that. God, you guys are slim, shady. Okay, so, yes, God is not in the sky. Father is light. He's not above our heads. He's never been once above our heads. There's nothing above your heads. Fallen doesn't mean above your head. That's not what a fallen angel is. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm only speaking to those who have an ear to hear. The heavens aren't above your head. The earth's not below your feet. There's not one time did it ever mention the word planet. So planet is Lucifer, planet of the apes. These people are out of their mind. They think evolution is something like man evolved from apes. Well, then why are there still apes? We're in the 6th extinction cycle right now. You hear the word extinction, you think everything dies. That's what springs evolution. Species die down, but they don't die off. There are certain species we don't have here. We've had 5 extinction cycles already. You don't know anything of the cycle. You hear the word extinction, you think everything dies. That means species flourish as other species die down, but there's still carrots. Carrots didn't die off, did they? We still got zebras and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, I know we have hominoid species. You better pay attention too, brothers, sisters. Demosobin, Cro-Magnon, yeah, Homo sapien. I'm not one of these people going to put me in this little box and say we only been here for shut up. You know, I'll tell you, there's an invasive hominoid species on this rock right now trying to kill all of us, brothers, sisters. And it's called our governments. And all these people who support these pig lickers, these people in government who support these governments, stand on the X, go inside. Oh, everything's okay. No, it's not. These governments are literally jabbing people. The king of the jab is Chump. He's the creator of this. He has his house decorated with the sun god Satan, Mithra, but nobody cares about that. Satan had a 58-story tower. You find that just coincidence, like Hados in the same narrow way, that Chump's tower, you know, Mr. Badman Orange, Red Flag Gun Law, that his tower, Satan's tower, decorated with Satan, is a coincidence? He lives on the 66th penthouse floor of a 58-story Manhattan tower. That's just by chance. And then he decorates it with that same Revelation 9/11 king of the abyss, no knowledge, the angel, messenger, Apollyon, and that's coincidence too. It's just coincidence that Trump decorates his house with Mithra, Satan, the Baphomet god, Jesus Christ, birthed in the middle of the winter, Apollyon, the sun god, tree and grove, Baal. This is Baal worship, brothers, sisters. Baal, sun, and tree is grove. You're an idiot. That's Christmas. That's an orgy. That's what Trump decorates his house with. This was banned in America. It's banned, and it was an orgy. They was outlawed. Why doesn't anybody talk about that? You couldn't celebrate this orgy ritual. It was a beast on man, on woman, it was an orgy is what it was. Christmas is an orgy. Look at their 3-in-1 God is Baphomet. Both man, hoof, horn, and beast with breast. The one that Taylor Swift had her logo, that is Donald Trump. Remember with his space farce? You know, just the tip, you know, the cock rockets they're sending up into space. So let's go back to what we're talking about, Tesla and domes and millimeter domes and millimeter waves. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but why is it that the current 47 is 11, go back to the future, back in time, like a card game, Uno reverse, 4 + 5 is 9. And if you think 81 million people voted for Joe Biden, who never even came out of his basement, Donald Trump is Joe Biden. They had to skip Joe Biden so they can get 4 + 7 is 11. I mean, they couldn't put it in your face anymore. Just right in your face. Right in your face. The man, he was there that day in Manhattan. I'm not going to let this man get away with this. He has the Tesla technology to drop these buildings, brother, sister. You don't know anything about Tower 1 or Tower 2. I was born in the concrete jungle, brother, sisters. They make those buildings, and Tower 1 and Tower 2 are not like any other building that had ever been built. That building had a backbone in it. Yeah, it had a backbone in it. It wasn't just pop, 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 pop. Thermite decided to pull it. That's tactics, pyrotechnics, demolition, destruction. That's verbiage. You think that, remember that announcer announced that building had fallen before it even fell, and it fell at free fall speed, like all the 2 other towers, correct? So I'm not going to sit there and bullshit you. 9/11, I'm a veteran. I've been very offended. You will not pay attention. They tried to bomb those buildings before they ever did 9/11. It took decades to prepare that. And there's a man, they reconstructed every floor, had issues. That building, because of the asbestos in that building, they reconstructed every floor. Okay, it was not Mossad. It was Donald Trump who did that, who dropped 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes, because that he can re-erect one phallic tower just like his. You know nothing about him. What do you see? He's dancing Israelis at the bottom of the tower. Oh, put another fingerprint on it. 3 + 2. Oh, 3 buildings with 2 airplanes. Get out of here. You wouldn't even understand if it was right in front of your face. Let's stand up and do this. Do a little teaching. I'll give you guys about another half an hour, and I got to turn this out for the rest of the night. I mean, you got to be just blind as a fucking bat to not see this by now. But people will. They'll just keep reveling after this guy. Keep loving him. All these Trump supporters. You know, I'm going to put Hillary Clinton in prison, and then she's sitting there right at his inaugural dinner. Let's do some basic math for you. You guys are so bad at math, right? Oh, we'll lose everybody if we got to do math. Let's not do any math. That'll lose them all. Oh, nobody wants to actually pay attention to what the hell's going on. We don't want to pay attention to shit. We just want to watch football. Kendrick A. Minor. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar is Donald Trump. He's a Gemini, just like Lil Wayne. Just like Lil Wayne. So let's get rid of some of this. We'll show you. This is Donald Trump. This is all what he's about. This is everything he's about. He's the sun god, the Christ Mass in the middle of the winter. Are you offended yet? Are you offended? Probably. I'm just going to come right out the gate and tell you that New Year, since we just had this spring and the equinox, this is 323. 623, 923, and this 923 is what's going to put you in this work camp. Every one of you probably in this platform right now is going to go into these smart cities. If you're not from America, you'll be probably okay. But if you go to this millimeter dome, wave, Super Bowl, stupid dome, chump bowl, it's right here, brothers and sisters. All the work of this ministry that I've done for more than 10 years has been put on the U.S. debt calculator. So you can sit here and make drug references and you can deny this, but this is going to happen to you anyways. And I don't care because they already put people in what was considered during World War II. This is where people ignore this. So watch in the stream how people will ignore what I say, even though many of these things, and they're going to make drug references and think I'm crazy until they're put into one of these millimeter camps. Watch Paradise, California. You can but you can never leave. I don't care what people are saying, brothers and sisters. This is fine. These people didn't stand up during the COVID. They're going to elect, right? No, they're going to draft American women. And these trolls in here, they don't care that the women will be drafted. They care more about putting smiley faces like Walmart. Kind of ironic. See how programmed they are? Just like Walmart. In cooperation with Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, see something, say something, Janet Napolitano. Walmart, you know, it was the Waltons that interned American citizens. And because I'm an American veteran, I took an oath to the Constitution to defend this country against all enemies, foreign domestic. On my DD 214, Delta 214, right? I have an honorable discharge. And he's not a veteran, and I've shown the license on, saying these people are just going to die. There's going to be people who push. Watch how people push against something that is historically, you can go prove all the records, okay, about who has the technology. It's been here before. There are megalithic structures that we could be building today if they would stop holding this frequency wave technology. This is the same thing that Nikola Tesla that was messing with. What this is this was known as millimeter wave. Okay, this is what you guys know as 5G whiz. 5G whiz doesn't have anything to do with computers, but we'll let you just keep thinking that it is, and that's okay. Oh, when the computers turn on and when we get the 5G, our phone's going to be better. And guess what? Everybody, do you know anybody's phones that got better? I don't know anybody's phones. Everybody's phones started working worse. So I'm only speaking to those who have an ear. You can deny everything that's in front of you, but the problem is that you don't see. I can talk till I'm blue in the face or the wall, and that's exactly what Father did. Brothers and sisters, I want to show you. People wear very rose-colored glasses. You remember the movie? I think it's got Roddy Piper. They see the obey. So I'm not going to change anybody. So if you're in here and you think I'm going to try to change your opinion in the matter, don't worry about it. Just keep doing your thing. No worries. I haven't seen anybody light up. No trolls just giving me a cash app yet. So you're broke trolls. So you're not adding anything to the ministry. And that's what this is. And so we'll go back and we'll uncover your love, your agape for this man that worships a pole. Remember, keep in mind now, Satan had a tower, Babylonian tower. They show this more in this, right? The Babylonian tower that was 58 stories tall. 58 stories, right? This is the Babylonian tower of Satan. Satan means adversary. At the time of Rome, his name was Mithra. He has a name. It's in Revelation 9 and 11. They call this Antichrist, the seventh king. He's the seventh king that will be revealed as the eighth king. So a lot of people want to say that Donald Trump is the Antichrist, and now you're looking at an idiot because he wasn't the seventh king. Donald Trump cannot be the Antichrist. This is all your Biden followers, right? What, all 3 or 4 of them that follow Biden, right? This guy's selling out sports arenas, leaving people in the cold, right? This is the same thing with Hillary. Remember, she couldn't fill up a high school gymnasium, right? And he's selling out sports arenas, and these people think that 81 million people voted for Joe Biden, right? So, okay, whatever. So the 2 or 3 supporters that bought this other Donald Trump is Joe Biden, okay? So, okay, if you hadn't figured it out, they're all wings to the same dragon, cheeks to the same hole. They all port the same system. They're all related to the Queen. Not one of them ever been elected. That's George Washington was a 33-degree Mason. So, anyways, we'll move on. Okay, so the Waldens, brothers, sisters, World War II, we're in World War III. Remember in Babylon, because this is just replaying all this out again. They already took the nickel away from you. Oh, they took the penny. They took the copper for war, and they took the nickel last time. Oh, they've already taken the copper. Oh, shut up. Yeah, Donald Trump contacts the Secretary of the Treasury and tells the Secretary of the Treasury to stop minting pennies, and the American public doesn't say a damn thing. Isn't that ironic? Kind of hilarious if you ask me. So, anyways, remember, we're talking about Donald Trump because nobody wants to admit that this man decorates his house with the Revelation 9 and 11 sun god, Baphomet, the one that had both hoof, horns, and breasts, man, woman, and beast. And we'll show you how they've taken this perversion of this calendar because the year is not 2025. The year is not 2025. You've taken a Gregorian and added things like Augustus and Caesar at the time of Rome. Yeah, August and all these January, Janus, and there's not 12 months in a year. That's a problem. People have fallen for this, happened in the 12th century. It says the word, the devil will be able to change times and seasons, right? Anybody disagree with that? It's the scripture says the devil will be able to change times and seasons. Correct? No, my markers are bad. I got to get some more markers. I bought a set not that long ago, I got a while ago, but none of them, half of them didn't work. So this is the perversion, brothers, sisters. It doesn't say the word devil, okay? And nobody's ever white. You're an idiot. You're a racist. Nobody's white, knows ever. So it doesn't say the word devil. It says the word daemonion, or you call it demon, okay? It says that the daemonion or devil will be able to change times. This has already happened, okay? This has already happened back in the 12th century when they took this lunar calendar and changed to align their sun god at the equinox, to align the sun with the moon in the middle of the winter for their New Year's celebration of their birth of their sun god of their new year. The new year doesn't start in the middle of the winter. So if you've not figured that out by now, you are absolutely fallen for this whole illusion. And I'm not going to explain it to you. You can find this on your own. I want to move on with this lesson, but it's not 2025. There's not 12 months in a calendar year. This is all this perversion that you were told in scripture to align everything north and south. He said, I am the horizo, just so you know, horizo. He didn't say, I am God in the sky. Okay, but anyways, moving on. All right, I want to try to get the lesson here. I'm not going to try to address trolls. I can't be here all night. We worked all last night doing it, but it's Saturday. You guys could use a lesson. I'll try to go as fast as I can. So the issue that I have where people are just being idiots about Donald Trump is that they don't realize that. Remember, in the 1800s, I want to keep you in mind. In the 1800s, that's why we're all over Mr. Stinky Muskrat, his buddy that he likes to stick his lightsaber in his ice hole, Mr. Starlink, Mr. Space. It was Star Wars during Ronald Reagan. Now it's Starlink. Get out of here. Anyway, so in the 1800s, they had a car that could go over 1,000 miles on a single charge. Over 1,000 miles. Tesla, Musk, that guy can't get a car to go 500 miles. You're getting toyed with, brothers and sisters. You are getting toyed with. Absolutely, world war has begun quite some time ago. Wars are never started in America with bombs falling or ordinances falling. They're started with tariffs, embargoes, and sanctions. Okay? So he started that, Mr. Okay, let's go. Donald Trump is 9/11. If you disagree with me, I don't give a rat's ass what you think. Okay? You can take your silliness somewhere else. You think I'm nuts? Revelation 9:11 says they have a king over them. That king, right? That king is the one that's locked up in Revelation 9:11. He's the seventh king. He is the seventh king, so it can't be Donald Trump because Donald Trump was not the seventh king. Donald Trump is not the Antichrist. Shut the hell up. The Antichrist that's locked up in the pit is in the book of Revelation 9:11, which is called the abyss. It's not called hell because hell is not a place. Hell is the word abyss. I have the text right here to prove that I don't want you changing words, and it doesn't say that in this book. It says abyss. Now, so to give you a lesson, the word abyss, let's bring this over here for a minute so you can see this. The word abyss in Revelation 9:11 is two words in Greek. It's actually one in English. It's one word, you say it, abyss. Many of your text doesn't have this. It's got lake of fire, bottomless pit. You don't have the original text, and you've got a perverted version or a translation. So the word abyss is Bathos. Bathos is the word bis. They're the same exact word, okay? This is why we do it this way. Bis is the word bathos or the word busos, B-U-S-O-S. And these are Greek words because this comes out of Revelation 9:11, which is an old Jewish book written in Greek, okay? So we're taking this from the pit. This is the one that has the seventh king locked up in Revelation 9:11. The word messenger, this word right here, angel, or it's angelos. I'm not going to spell it in the Greek. We'll keep it so you can. Angelos is the word, is the definition of the word angelos is the word messenger. Messenger. Okay? So a messenger is an angel. These are the same thing. This is the word hados. And it's the same, it's in the same narrow way. That's what Christ said. I am the way. I am the hados. I am in the same way. So he visited John at the island in the book of Revelation, like I'm talking about Revelation 9:11, and he gave him that message of the Revelation 12 sign of the Virgin as a messenger. He gave him that revelation. He visited him as an angel. An angel is a messenger, okay? That's what an angel is, okay? So Revelation 9:11 says that they have a king. They have a king, the king of the abyss, the one that's locked up. The seventh king will be revealed as the eighth king. Nobody's ever done this with you. That's why Gerald Kushner, the Prince Charles, all these people guess on who the Antichrist is. The Antichrist was the seventh king. And if you don't know who the seventh king is, then you're not going to be able to tell who the eighth king is. It's not going to be somebody else. The Antichrist was the seventh king who was locked up in the pit in Revelation 9 and 11. Now, if I say Donald Trump is 9/11, I'm not saying that he is the Antichrist. He was not locked up in the pit. He's still here, correct? Hello? So, Revelation 9:11, why I tell you that he is Revelation 9:11 or he is 9:11 is because, remember, they have a king over them, the king of the abyss. The abyss is the word bathos or busos, and in English, that word is called Knowledge. That is the word knowledge. So hell is not a place. Hell
in Greek, remember he said, I am the Alpha and I am the Omega. Like in English, you have A to Z, right? Well, Z wasn't the last letter of the alphabet, but we'll stop right there. So he said, I am the Alpha and I am the Omega, meaning I am the beginning and I am the end. Okay? So the Alpha in Greek, it cancels, it negates the word that follows. It's a cancellation, like that sign that cancels. So abyss is the word no bis. My people shall perish for lack of no bis. I'll throw them in the abyss. My people shall perish for lack of knowledge. I'll throw them in the place of no knowledge. So don't you tell me that hell is a place. Hell is no bis. Knowledge. And neither of you, probably any of you, would define it. And that's how you define words. So you know what the bis you're talking about. Abyss you're talking about. Guess? No. Definition. That is what hell is. And Revelation 9:11, that king is the angel. It's this Apollyon sun god that Donald Trump has his house decorated with. Mithra, Apollyon, Apollo. No, like go to the moon, 3 lunar missions, and we call it the sun. Why are we going on a sun lunar mission? You know, come on, guys. They're mixing truth with a lie. So why is Donald Trump 9/11 and responsible for 9/11? Well, I can tell you that their God is 3 genders. My father does not have boobs, okay, or breast. My father doesn't even have flesh. No, he doesn't. My father is the word horizo or horizon. Horizon. He said horizo. That's what he said. I am the horizo. Boom. Shakalaka. East and west, not north and south. He wasn't hung on a cross either, brothers and sisters. Christ wasn't hung on a cross. Christ's a pagan term, by the way. So hell is the place, right? Is no knowledge. Heaven isn't above your head, and earth is not below your feet. Heavens are the ruling class. Earth is the ruled. Who do you love? Into the pit equals testament. What in the hell are you talking about? Okay, so anyways, so why does Donald Trump equal Revelation 9:11? Well, remember, there were 3 steel buildings, and they knocked 2 of them down. Oh, wait, they knocked 3 of them down with 2 airplanes. And well, that doesn't add up. There's a reason why they did that. The reason why they did that is they're going to re-erect a One World Trade Center. If you remember, Donald had his buddy. If you actually look at that One World Trade Center, it's 4 triangles up and 4 triangles down, making the One World Trade Center where Barry Soetoro, the known homosexual, signed the top of it with his Baphomet wife with the Adam's apple. We came, we saw, oh, what did it say at the top of the tower? Making this into One World Trade Center, because their God is 3 gods in one God. My father doesn't exist with breast. My father is the light. He said, I am the horizo. Horizo meant I am the horizon. And every morning, brothers and sisters, the horizon, right, that we'll show you what this is that they're talking about, too, so you'd understand. So you can have an understanding of what's written in these books, because these people take this and bastardize this and turn it into some religion. And this all makes sense on why you're going to go to your little work camp here in a minute. I guarantee you there's 160, I bet you 150 plus of you will end up in a Walmart work camp. They did it during World War II, so enjoy your Hotel California where you can check in, but you can never leave. All right, anyways, it's millimeter wave technology, is it? That's what it is. Hey, Tesla was messing with it. Already they had a car that go over 1,000 miles in a single charge. They have megalithic structures on this rock that are current, this would smash our truck. You guys ever see the image of this stuff? I love it. Where they put these big megalithic stones on these combustion fired, this was moved with frequency, sound waves. Oh, shh. Guys, come on. There are infrastructures on this rock that they've been holding back this technology. You have no idea what's going on here. That's okay. Just keep, veterans like me, we're just going to keep fighting oil wars, right? We never needed to kill one person over oil, brothers and sisters. Not one person should have ever suffered a death over oil. Ever, ever, ever. We had ways to move these megalithic structures using frequency wave. This is what's going to piss off the government with me more than anything. We can actually separate silver. Yeah. They can separate silver, brothers and sisters, from rock. Yeah, they can separate like minerals using sound waves. This is why this has also been held back. This is why they don't want you to know this. Yeah, they could take and separate silver. Silver is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, not gold, brothers and sisters. I know. I'm a veteran. I done served this beast system. It's not gold. It's not gold. They can't drop monster boxes of gold on people's heads to make the scripture to come to fruition where they'll throw their gold and the silver in the streets. It's silver. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. This is in every switch, every circuitry. Since World War I, they've been using this. You couldn't fight wars. Now they're going to go in their tech wars with their robots. Remember Musk? He's got a whole robot armies of them. Literally, China's got them. Trump's got some too, in case you hadn't heard it. Where do you think his little drones are there? He's control all this, remember? Yeah, this is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. Remember, they sold Christ for 30 pieces of this. Silver. That's right. See? Lifebloods, yeah. They throw monster boxes. They'll throw their gold and silver in the streets. It's not talking about it being worthless, brothers and sisters. Gold and silver, yeah, can't eat it, have never been gone to zero in the last 8,000 years. It takes this circuitry, brother, sister. It takes almost 5,000 of these and a cruise missile at the tip of a missile to drop them in Afghanistan, drop them in Iraq. I don't want to hear this shit. They're doing it over there in Ukraine. Stop it. They've been doing it in Palestine, Gaza, where they scouted out the giants, not fallen angels. You're an idiot. This is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. Why is silver so stinking cheap right now? Because it's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, not oil. So let's get back to the lesson. Oil, brothers and sisters, wars fought over oil. When we had megalithic structures, we could use millimeter wave technology. Silver's dirt cheap right now. It's been $50 3 times already in history. Don't you tell me it's not cheap. And I'm not telling you to buy any. Don't invest. This is not investment advice unless you have a way to filter your water. Life straw. Silver's dirt cheap right now, brothers and sisters, because price is a tool of manipulation. You're an idiot. You don't know nothing about anything. It's been suppressed for 180 years. You need to keep your mouth shut. You don't know anything. Price is a tool of manipulation. You've been had. It's a ratio, you dumbass. Ratio is 105. Let's get off the lesson for a little bit. Right now, the ratio, brothers and sisters, the ratio is 105. It comes out of the ground at 8-1. That's God's ratio. Keep your mouth shut in here. I want to do a little silver teaching here now. I have Silver's Like Gold channel, brothers and sisters. So the price has gone up a lot in the past 5 years. Price is a tool of manipulation. You got to go. Whoever you are in the green thing, go, because you're out of here. I'm not giving any advice, economic advice. This is about ratio, brother. So I'm going to teach you something that you're not being taught. This is why I cannot stand. This man was going to audit the Federal Reserve. Instead, he brought interest rates down to 0%. That was 14 fucking years in this country that the saver was penalized. The retiree, he got nothing. He got not shit. That's what you live on if you're fucking retired. And I'm not retired, but your base pay, the interest is what you live on. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck all these people. Greatest economy ever using quantitative easing. Yeah, 5, using emergency monetary policy. Pump the economy. The economic cycle is 68 years, brothers and sisters, where it gives about 10 to 20% of its gains. Nothing fucking goes straight up forever. A normal debt cycle. He expanded the debt larger than any other president. He spent more money than any other president. Everybody gets a free pass on this shit. He is the worst. You ever heard of fucking wet-ass pussy? He's the worst-ass president. He spent more of the future's money. He spent more than Barry. When Donald, here, let's do some, forget all this shit. Let's teach you guys some economic stuff. We'll start over again. See you guy, why this guy's an absolute, I'm going to audit the Fed. He blue pal. Not like man gobble, goo gobble, but remember the dollar's too strong. We need to do it. Oh, the dollar. That means I'm going to take away your purchasing power is what that means. So this, we're going to leave all you idiots behind that think that this is full. I'm not stuttering. This is money. That's not money. That's currency. There's been 4,800 of these put into circulation. You got to get out of here. Silver is dirt cheap, and you got to go. You're an idiot. If you say that again, I'm going to permanently ban you from this channel. Silver has been $50 fucking before it's sitting at 60% of its 1980 all-time high as gold sits at record highs as it enters chaos. Shut the fuck up. You don't know anything about precious metals. Keep your mouth shut the last 5 years. Fuck off. Tell me the price of gold. They valued silver and gold, dumbass. Silver and gold at the time of Christ in the 12th century, because I'm talking about fucking ratio, not price. Get the fuck out of here. I told you already, keep your mouth shut. Watch this. All right, he's got to go, brothers. This is passion. I love it because I'm a silver bug. I don't do bug. I don't get the fever of gold. I don't do gold. I don't like gold. So anyways, goodbye. Don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. Chill, bro, you got to get out of here too. Now, hey, Lake gave you all the trolls. Give me your trolls. Give me your trolls. Come on, trolls. I want you out of here. Speak the fuck up. Either make it rain in here. This guy is so angry. Let's get rid of Bailey. Bailey's a bootlicker. LOL, love of Lucifer. Brian's got to go. There's no such thing as Lucifer. Got to go. We'll get it. Hold on, guys. I got to rid of some of these trolls. I don't want these people to see this shit. I want to keep spending their currency. Just keep inflating it and just keep every time they print more of these. $1 trillion, brothers, sisters, are printing every 100 days. That I gave you came back here every day, give me $1 million. It'd take me 360,000 years to pay you back. Don't listen to these idiots. Price is a tool of manipulation. So come on, speak up, you trolls. I want you out of here. You guys are going to keep putting your money in the bank because you went with the flow. You got schooled and stung by the spelling bee, didn't you? Spelled curses in cursive and yeah, you were good. You know, oh, we went to the moon. Yep, let's go with the flow. Let's put our money. This isn't money, you idiot. This is money. Fuck off. They call this money in other countries. Literally, they call this money. The yellow metal and the white metal. So fuck off. This is not money. There's been 4,800. This is currency. Learn the difference. So don't call this money. They sold Christ for 30 pieces of this, and they didn't sell them for this. So pound sand. There's been 4,800 of these put in inception, and they've all gone to zero. Every single one of them, except for the ones that are floating around in circulation. These will go to zero too. This, in the last 8,000 years, has never gone to zero. So let me teach you something about this. Metal, shiny dirt, just shiny dirt. So give some advice. All right. Well, now I'm not giving advice. I'm giving you history, brothers, sisters. Fuck advice. I'm giving you history. I'm not giving any economic advice or advice. I'm going to tell you history. That's it. I'm not going to make shit up. I'm going to tell you how this works. So I'm not here to gain your favor. You want to make it rain. Oh, I might go buy some silver. No, I'm paying off a ministry that I just bought so I can donate more of this to the church. I have what I need. Okay. I'm not poor, but I'm not rich either. So, and everything I have, I've donated to the ministry. I spent $250,000 to $500,000 just to build a storm shelter, just to archive these books. Nearly $500,000 build an Atlas storage shelter just to put books in. Yeah, you do you, and I'll do me. Did you build a UFO at the end of town? You can't be the craziest motherfucker in town unless you build a UFO. And there's no such thing as UFOs. That's Tesla tech that we were talking about earlier. Once again, here we go. Oh my God, slime creatures from outer space. All right, okay. What ministry do you need? You can donate to this ministry if you'd like, and I apologize for the cursing. That's my fault, brother. It's just you could go see literal thousands of hours at this ministry without me being cursing until I received a concussion. I've suffered a stroke. My eye was marred. I've scarred. My lungs were scarred. I have received, quite the damage, and I got knocked silly, guys. And my brain is still working, obviously, but I can't seem to hold back the cursing where I used to not curse at all for thousands of hours. But I'm a veteran, and it doesn't make this any better. It's what comes out of a man that defiles him. So I'm defiling, talking about the scripture and talking about Father's word. So I apologize. Other than that, I don't have any regrets. Okay. So anyways, I've taken recently and purchased some more land, a house that I want to put a freeze dryer in so we can have the underground gardens here have a place, because I'm not on the grid here. I'm totally off the grid. So I make all my own power. We got lights going up here, multiple light sources. Okay. So anyways, you go look at the wall. Oh, look at that dusty old car there. We got a dust out here. We had dusted. That's how much dust we get out here in the high desert. And I'm off the ground too. So anyways, I don't know if there's all exotic tech, but I do believe there's life other than us. The math says so. Oh, you got to get out of here, Michael Jackson. Goodbye. There's no aliens and there's no Bigfoot. So we're done talking about that for now. So anyways, rude speech is not cursing. Okay. Well, I apologize. That's all I can do, brothers and sisters. I'm hoping again that the state of Oregon will back down so they don't get sued. I've shown you the evidence. They violated my Fourth Amendment. I don't want to get on that subject. I have a meeting here hopefully soon with the district attorney. Is going to be receiving the paperwork with all the violations of my amendments, all my rights violations, and hopefully he'll stand down and drop the case and everything go back. And then I can go to Ecuador and form that ministry down there. See, I'm not even, this ministry that I'm buying this land for is not for me. It's part of the ministry so we can provide these outdoor gardens underground abundance for others. So food will be the new gold, and water will be, or silver and water be the new gold. So I hope you have a water filter. I hope you have a way to filter your water. I'm not giving you any economic advice during this. I'm just going to give you some historical record, and then you can make your own decision on what you think has happened in the past and what might happen in the future. You can't eat gold and silver, brothers, sisters, okay? So have something like this, please, first. You know, you go, Christ went 40 days without eating. They go through about 3 weeks. Most people couldn't even go 3 days. They turn into an animal. Seriously, they never even got 3 meals without eating. So, yeah, I live off hard. It can be not that hard. You know what I'm saying? If I had more people out here, it'd be easier. But I'm working on it, fathers. I'm going to get there. But I've purchased this place that's got running water, brothers, sisters, and stuff. So if there's any point in this time that you want to make a donation, you're not going to, okay, I have a large chunk again to come off. I did $47,000 last time and nobody stepped in and chipped in. So I'm not going to grift you. I'll move on. I actually like to give if I can. If I could just give you some knowledge, I'll move on from there. There's a link if you want to support the ministry. So anyways, let's go back to the time of Rome. At the time of Christ, remember they sold Christ for 30 pieces of silver. We're talking about ratio. I want to get you out of the idea that price, it's a tool of manipulation, brother, sister. You need to look at the ratio between silver and gold to understand what has happened here, because you'll realize that it's not about the price. It's about the purchasing power, okay, of this metal. It's what it would buy you. It really doesn't lose its value, okay? It has to be a store of value. To technically be money, it has to be dividable, you know, to make change with it. You know, it has to be tangible. It has to be tangible. It has to be an actual physical asset, and it has to be a store of value, meaning it has to store value. And this doesn't store value. Every time they print more of these, it makes the ones you have in your pocket worth less, okay? And physically, it has to be tangible, dividable, and a store of value is very important, because currency is not money. Currency doesn't store value. Well, why would you buy Bitcoin that's going down right now? We'll take a pause, because I'm not against. I was against Bitcoin. My son came to me when I had $3,000 for getting ready to go buy silver. And he's like, Dad, you're not going to make as much money. Buy these coins. And they were $100 a coin. And he said, you just sold that motorhome, buy 10 of these coins. And they turned out to be Bitcoins at $100. And I knew what they were. They're a CIA front, and they don't serve any purpose. Bitcoin serves no purpose. Some people say it might be a store of value. The problem that I had with Bitcoin, I don't have any problem with Bitcoin now. I do recommend that if you know a little bit about the actual like, because there's all these coins, meme coins, like Trump made a meme coin. Bitcoin is it has a little bit of stability to it, brothers, sisters, and it has a cycle at the halving. I know these cycles. I pay attention. So I've always told anybody, and I'm not giving any economic advice, if you're going to invest in crypto, make sure you're putting $1 million away for the $1 million that you make. That way, if you have taxes, because it's not anonymity. Oh, it's away from no, everything is on a blockchain. That means it's all tied to the block, meaning everything is tracked and traces. They push that off as anonymity. So when my son came to me and said, Dad, buy these 10 coins, I said, look, son, that's a CIA front. They're setting that up for a digital scoring currency, tracking, tracing, credit scoring people like they did in Sesame Credit in China, where it was a game and you could kind of app on your phone and then you could start becoming a narc and you could gain points, and then it became a social credit scoring. That's where this is leading to. So that's why I don't care if I ever made a dime in it. And I'd recommend, if you can now, get some. It's hard to get off some of these off ramps with these things to get it out. Somebody Cash App or Bitcoin me. I actually have Bitcoin. It's been probably 2 years now since somebody gave that Bitcoin here. But there's Bitcoin is, this digital place. You got to be able to exit out of it. And what I would say again is, if you made $1 million in Bitcoin, save another $1 million and make 2, so you make sure your taxes are covered. Take the $1 million and go buy gold and silver, a horse, land, a house, chickens, water filter. I'm not talking against the crypto space, but I'd be very careful. All ships rise in a rising tide, as well as you're going to see a lot of them too will come down. So the best person I've heard on Bitcoin, well, it's not that complicated. The idea of taking something, and they're going to turn this eventually into what will be called stable coin, brothers, sisters, and they already have this in place. They're all taking Reggie's original. I don't know if you know who. See, I'm like, well, you don't talk about Bitcoin at all. Well, I do a lot of research on the backside of this. So I'd actually recommend you. There's 2 people that are covering any kind of, just 2 people I want to give you. And then I got to move on with this Bitcoin thing, because I want to kind of give you the, I got to get to bed here sooner or later, but so I'm going to get up and work tomorrow. And I'll probably come in a live stream a little bit tomorrow too, but because it's, but I got work to do. I got to get those ducks things. It got wet, rained out here again. So what I'm saying is, with Bitcoin, with all these cryptocurrencies, there's no anonymity. Some of them actually serve a purpose. Some of them serve a purpose. Now, there's been a lot of things like they have made Bitcoin into an ETF. So it's not what people think it is, what it once used to be. There is a limited amount of coins. That's what gives it its rarity, is how it gets its value. So if people can think that a Bitcoin could be $100,000, if that was a piece of gold, how could that not be worth $100,000? You know what I'm saying? They didn't take it last time, Jennifer. That's incorrect. They said surrender it by executive order. And so you had volunteered. Just like if you look in Japan right now, 38 hours, their system on their toll system went down. So they opened up all the tolls, and they came on and apologized. And on the honor system, they asked people to pay like 24,000. I don't know. It was a huge number of people paid in anyway. Just paid in anyway. So that's where it works. It's like faith-based, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Lady, is it 4 for me? Holy crap. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up pretty quick. I didn't realize it was that. I can blow through this pretty quickly to make this just a simple lesson for you. Silver and gold are money, brothers, sisters. Paper's not money. There's been 4,800 of these printed up. They used to be backed. They're not backed by anything. They're backed by faith. If enough people go to the bank and want their money back, there are maybe 10 people at most banks, and they're done. They're going to shut the banks down. It's a bank run. Okay, so that let's get this out of your brain, that this is money. Money is gold and silver. Money stores value. This is currency. 4,800 of these since in the inception. The Chinese, you know what I'm saying, were the first ones. All of them gone to zero. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Silver and gold have never gone to zero. So at the time of Christ, if this was a silver round and this was a gold round, the ratio was 1 to 1. They valued silver and gold 1 to 1. Okay. I don't want you to think about money anymore. Yes, you need money to buy it, but listen, ratio is what has happened. Now, the ratio that comes out of the ground, I call this God's ratio, meaning every time they take an ounce of gold comes up, because silver is a very rare metal by itself, meaning separate as far as in a vein or a silver mine. They have Mexico. There's one in the Tonopah district here in America. There's Peru. But a silver exclusive mine is a rarity, okay? And it comes up as a byproduct, okay, of mining ore, copper, zinc, base metals, okay? So when it comes up, okay, with it, they're going to take that out. Obviously, this is more worth than zinc and copper, but every time they take an ounce of gold up, there's going to be 8 ounces of silver that come up with it. I call that God's ratio. And the reason I call that God's ratio is because if they divided all the surface silver that's been brought up, and you can't talk about what's in the ground or the e-waste because it costs to process that. That's used to be what gave it its value by grains. And they actually used to put grains instead of these head and eagle Rome. They would put actual grains on the coinage. If you go back to the old coinage, you're not going to see these, head and eagle. You're going to see grains. Okay. So once again, I want you to get away from thinking that the idea that this has money value. Yes, you could trade it in for this, but the idea is never to trade this piece of paper for an actual currency, for an actual something that has a tangible, dividable, and a store of value. God forbid you build a local coin shop relationship, you'll get back more than a pawn shop. But the idea is to trade that later. And I'm going to bring something up about price because I want you to understand what happens when there's no Kitco price. What happens when there's no spot price? See, the price that they say of metal right now is to buy the paper contract, not the physical contract. We did this right now, okay? You can look at, right? You can look at and go look and see that online right now it's $33, but it's nearly $40 to buy the actual physical metal. Gold is 32, but it's actually 34, 35. There's a premium over the top because when you say it's $33, you're only talking about this piece of paper to buy the paper contract. Like if you don't want to store it, pay the premium, you can get, thanks for coming in, Lady in Red. You can get exposure to this metal by an SLV or gold with GLD. Okay, these are other ways to buy and get exposure to metal without having to pay that premium and still participate in the silver market. It's a scam is what it is. It's a big cakewalk where everybody's going around like 300 contracts, on a silver, like one piece of silver, and everybody's chasing around. There's only going to be one person who actually get it. Okay. So I want you to get in mind that this isn't about money, right? No, this is money. It isn't about currency. You keep putting a price on it. It's what it will buy you. It's called the purchasing power. It does not lose. This is why kings and queens put this up for generations after generations, because no matter what the system, they had greenbacks, brothers and sisters. Greenbacks. You know what I'm saying? And what are those worth? Well, there was also silver and gold at the time, right? Now, what are the green? Now they have some collector value, but they're paper. They're not worth anything. That silver and gold back then still has that. Actually, it's gone up. So this is paper. This is currency. This is money. They sold Christ for 30 pieces of silver. The ratio that comes out of the ground is 8-1. If they surface all the silver out, and like Donald Trump, who was a socialist, who took all our money and gave it to Pfizer and gave it to everybody else, so they all do this. That's socialism. That means Jennifer's got 3 bikes. All right. And, Lady didn't have one bike, so she had to give one of her bikes to Lady. And John got a bike too, because Jennifer's got 3 bikes, and we're going to make sure everybody gets, that's called socialism. Okay. You understand? So, yeah, that's socialism. Jennifer's got too many bikes, and John doesn't have one, and Lady didn't have one, so we're taking 2. Shut up, Jennifer. You don't get this. This is socialism. What's the difference between socialism, Jennifer? You can speak now, and communism. What's the difference, Jennifer? You probably know. What's the difference between socialism and communism? I'll answer for you. Only a matter of time. One always leads to the other, brothers and sisters. So socialism means we're going to spread out, okay? all the silver on the surface, not what's in the ground, because it costs. The ratio is God's ratio is 8-1, and everybody can have only eight of these ounces per person. So if you know anybody with 9, that means somebody's only getting 7. Boy, some of these people got some pretty big stacks of silver too, not just gold, but even larger stacks of silver. It takes right now, brothers and sisters, there is 105 of these. See this? You can buy 105 of these to 1 ounce of gold. 105. At the time of Christ, Rome, the 12th century, they valued these 1-1. To the rusty coin, nice. That's right. Thank you. Absolutely, man. Robert, I appreciate that. I really do. I'm a veteran. I'm very offended when I see a flag being flown like this in this country right now. This nation is in distress, is it not? He's absolutely right. Thank you, Robert, for speaking the aletheia of the truth in here. Okay, listen. At the time of Rome, brothers and sisters, remember they sold Christ for 30 pieces of these silver. A silver and a gold piece. Remember, Solomon's temple, we used to measure it in grains. Now we actually measure it in what would be known Troy ounces. Right? And a talent is 149 pounds, and 14 ounces is a talent. Does anybody remember how many talents Solomon's temple was? Because these are weights of measurements, brothers and sisters. So what I'm trying to make you understand is they valued these the same at the time of Rome. Okay? And I can't go on too much longer, but I'm going to finish this lesson and kind of hopefully you'll learn something here real quick. Okay, that at the time of Rome, gold and silver were the same. So let's say this is a gold piece right here. We got this gold piece because we're going to go to modern day because they're not the same anymore. The ratio is now 105. 105. That means today on Amex you can go on there and you can buy maybe a buffalo round, or maybe an American Eagle or a generic, some kind of gold from or American Eagle in gold and silver. Okay. And you're going to buy 105 of these for 1 ounce of gold. Brothers, sisters, this is way off. You know what I'm saying? This is way off. Okay. So right now, the ratio before during the COVID got up to 120. The price of metal, brothers and sisters, came down to $11.98. Not one person bought metal at $11 because the premium went up almost $10, a little more. Actually, at that time, a silver eagle was $25. That price went up from there to $25. We had a big change. I don't have enough time, but the premium was $25 over spot. So the American Eagle cost you $50 during the COVID. $50 for your American Eagle was $50. American Eagle is back down to about $41 for, a 2024 Eagle. Well, wait a minute. I thought the spot price online was 32. You know what I'm saying? Right? 32. Well, see the premium? If it's 32 to 33 and the spot price, that's for the paper price, and it's 41 online to 42, well, hell, that's a $9 premium to have it in your hand. Well, of course it's going to cost to have it in your hand. What's kind of funny, brothers and sisters, that the premium was only $1 for a long time on just a regular, what's called a bullion round. That's just a weight, not something special. It's fancy. It's an eagle. It's got a special mark. That's a numismatic, meaning it's more than its weight in silver or gold. Okay. So this ratio has gone up to 120. We're seeing it near top this 105 again. But what I'm trying to make you understand is that nobody bought metal for $11.98. Just like right now, silver dropped down from 35 to 27, but you see the premium stayed the same. Some of them actually went up. So you're not going to see. What I want you to understand is this price is a tool of a manipulation. They're going to actually close up. That's what you're going to want to pay attention to. So like in 1964, they took the silver, the coinage, a silver quarter, which is now worth $6.25 because it's six times it's face. If there's $1 in face value, meaning like 10 dimes, right? $1 in face value, that would be 10 dimes or 4 quarters, right? That's towards face. That's $26 right now. $26. So 4 quarters means that a quarter right now that was 1964 or older, that was 90% silver, is now worth $6.25 a quarter. Okay? So, glory to Chinese Communist Party. Communist Party, huh? Oh, what do you mean, America? Papers! Where are you coming from this evening, Jennifer? I need to see your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Yes, that's right, ma'am. You been drinking today, ma'am? That's right. I need to see your license. Ma'am, papers! So, you can buy in silver coins online, Jennifer. Atmex, JM Bullion, SD Bullion. Not giving any economic advice, but be very careful with your online dealers. There's never been an online dealer, the ones that I'm recommending, sold a fake coin. Never. Their reputation on the line, and there are safe places to buy from online. Okay? Be very careful what you buy. Okay? Because don't buy from eBay. Careful pawn shops. Atmex, JM Bullion, SD Bullion, Money Metals Exchange, Monument Metals. Any one of those right there, I guarantee if you go back, you'll never get a fake coin from them. Nope, never sold one. That's like a local coin shop. They have the testers. They test every coin that comes into an LCS. Their reputation's on the line. Atmex has never sold a fake coin. So there are online dealers, though so many now in the market. Don't buy from any others, brothers, sisters. There was a bunch of them I've seen come up online. Excellent advice, Jennifer, because, man, there's a bunch of them come up, and I'm like, where did these people pop up from? Because I've been in this market for 30-plus years, and I ain't never seen any of these dealers. So please, good advice, but an online is not totally out of the question. It's actually, you can safely, with the right amount of research, can find out and can purchase. Stay away from some of these other avenues, Pinterest and eBay and some of these others. I have purchased, but you better know what you're buying from, okay? There are some of these. Walmart, you could buy. I don't support Walmart. Fuck Walmart. I hate Walmart, but you could buy from Walmart. Believe it or not, I hate the fact that people don't even know. Oh, Costco's selling metal. Walmart's been selling gold and silver for years, you idiot. And they just drop ship it from Atmex or whatever. So you're not buying it from Walmart. You're buying their price, and they actually drop ship it from one of these Atmex, SD, Sunshine Mint. Some of these distributors and bullion dealers will drop ship it from there. I've done it, like I said, not me personally, had somebody ordered it. And I was blown away. I was like, dude, that's crazy. And he showed me, like, dude, that's straight up coming from the place I bought from Atmex. That came from Atmex. So, and he got a better price. I'm not saying Walmart. They buy more stuff, so they get a bulk rate, guys. So I don't want to I should have shut up. I should have never said that. But anyways, the ratio is 105 right now, brothers, sisters. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to be able to finish all this. I'm getting teed out here a little bit, but I've done this all day and we did it all yesterday. But this ratio, when it was in our metal prior to 1964, was 15 to 1. 15 to 1. Okay? 15 to 1. That's when it was in our coinage. That's what it's going to come back to eventually, brother, sister. So price won't matter. That's not going to matter. The price of silver could at that time be thousands of dollars an ounce. You're not going to want to live in a world when silver's $1,000 an ounce. That's going to make your burrito probably $90, $150 for a burrito, $500. It's not going to be nice, So you're not going to want to live in that world when, it gets very expensive, brothers, sisters, because that means everything's going to be, it's just like giving everybody money. That just makes things more expensive, brothers, sisters. That doesn't fix anything by just, we're just going to give everybody money. That's not going to make it'll actually, they found out if you do that, the rich will end up rich again. They know how to get this money from the poor. They're really good at it, brothers and sisters. They buy cheap and they sell high is what they do. It's FOMO. Listen to this, brothers and sisters. Normal market. Again, a normal market goes 6 to 8 years, and it normally gives back, it goes up and it gives back about 10 to 20% of its gains. That's a natural ebb and flow cycle. Okay. Keep in mind in this market top that the 80% of the gains are made in the last 20% of the market up here. 80% of the gains are made in the last 20% of the market. Okay? 80% of the gains are made in the last 20% of the market. So it's hard to pick a top. You need to go when to get in and how much you need to make to probably exit the market safely. Nobody can pick tops, okay? Nobody can pick a top, brothers. It's just even the back. There are indicators such as tops and things like this that there's Fibonacci cycles, and there are good economists that follow these cycles that can give you some foreknowledge of what's coming. But like a Bitcoin is a halving cycle, and it's not super hard to predict. So, but remember, nothing goes up forever. Gold has basically nice stair-stepped. Gold is an indicator of chaos. Gold is an indicator of chaos. Brothers and sisters, the higher the price of gold, the higher chaos. Because when people lose their faith in the system, like when this used to be a silverback system, okay? A silverback system, when you could get a silver certificate prior to the, remember, 1971, they suspended the convertibility of the dollar to gold. Richard Nixon brokered Henry Kissinger, Bretton Woods agreement, taking us off the gold standard. You could walk into the bank and say, hey, I don't like the system. Here, I want my money back from my silver. Here's my $2. I want 2 silver eagles. And you could exit the system, become your own bank. So when you own precious metals, you become your own central bank, basically in your own. People don't understand that, but you become your own central bank. Okay. So this here, precious metals, was you could get your gold piece out. Now they changed that. They turned it to a paper-backed system backed by Saudi nations with the SWIFT system and veterans like myself, oil. So again, what I want to do, and I want to finish this lesson up with this, is that the price of gold at the time of Rome was 1-to-1 with silver. In Rome, they didn't have they had togas, right? Everybody's wearing a rag. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's wearing a rag, togas. I don't know what the thread count on, what a toga was. They had their wreaths. But at the time of Rome, for one piece of gold at the time of Christ, you could buy the finest toga. You could take your lady out and get her a nice steak dinner with that one gold piece, and you could buy her a bottle of wine. You could buy her a bottle of wine. Okay? So, I don't know who's blocking. It's not me blocking. Who's in here blocking? So, anyways, that's right. So, for one gold piece at the time of Rome, you could buy a nice, finest toga, threads, money would buy, a nice steak dinner, and take your lady out for a bottle of wine. You go in any time in history, brothers and sisters, that doesn't change. Okay? That doesn't change. Does anybody know what the price of gold was in the 1800s? If we move up, we get into the future here. What was the price of gold in the 1800s? Anybody know? Anybody a gold bug? Anybody follow precious metals? What was the price of gold in the 1800s? So, anyone want to take a stab at that? What was an ounce of gold? Euros. Okay, so we're closer. Euros. Like $19, $20, something like that, right? Stayed that for Okay, no worries. Well, it's right around $20, brothers and sisters. Okay, it stayed that way up until, well, 1933, where they told everybody they had an executive order to surrender your gold. Okay, and then they valued it to $35. Okay, so $20 in the 1800s. If you look at this, brothers and sisters, what would $20 get you? What would $20 get you in the 1800s? Well, if I'm not mistaken, in the 1800s, that $20, you could have the finest hand-tailored suit. Maybe you're a zoot suiter. You wore a kind of a fancy suit. You could have the finest suit that money would buy. You could buy a nice steak dinner and take your lady out for a bottle of wine. For that $20, you could buy the finest. She could get a dress, same thing, but she could treat you. You get for gold ounce, 1 gold ounce. You could buy the finest hand-tailored suit. You could get a nice steak dinner and take her out and have a bottle of wine. Now, what's the price of gold today? Gold is at an all-time high, brothers and sisters. Gold is an indicator of chaos. The higher the gold price, the higher the chaos. We're there, brothers and sisters. So what is gold sitting at right now at Atmex for a gold eagle? Somebody go on Atmex and give me a gold eagle price. What's out for a whole ounce of gold plus the spot price, right? So that means you got a premium. What is it going to pay for? You're going to buy one of them on a credit card price out the door. What's 1 ounce of gold today? There's a price right now. It's Sunday. It's sitting suspended. It'll be that way until the markets open up today. So it's suspended. What is that price for 1 gold ounce? Not the spot price, but the price to go to Atmex, SD, order it online. It's going to be the same price that your $34.95. $34.95 for 1 ounce of gold. Well, hell, if I'm not mistaken, that'll buy you a nice Armani suit, one of the finest suits money can buy. And you should have enough money to take your lady out for a nice steak dinner and buy her a bottle of wine, brothers and sisters. Now, that should make my Cash App ching, ring, ring, ring right there. Boy, that is some valuable information. See, gold doesn't lose its value, brothers and sisters. Silver does not lose its value. It's been suppressed, but it's still keeping up. It has higher highs and lower lows, but it will eventually, that ratio will close. Price is a tool of manipulation. It's what it'll buy you. You know what I'm saying? Can't buy any bananas with gold. So we talked about that earlier. You can't eat silver. You can't eat bullets. You can't eat Band-Aids. You can't eat water filters. So make sure you have all those things before you ever invest. I said gold is the new water and silver is the new food. Gold and silver are the new food and water. So I can't agree with you any less, Plasma, that you can't eat bananas that are made of gold. But if they're actual fruit, you're going to be sitting next to a 500-ounce bar of gold. You're going to be like, man, I wish I had a banana. So thank you, Plasma, for speaking truth. That's true. So make sure you're invested properly, brothers, sisters. Rice and beans, baby. Rice and beans. Start something simple. Put something away. Get your water filter. Get yourself a way to protect this type. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Good. Outstanding. All right. Then you guys glean something. So I can get out of here, guys. Just please pay attention. I've been going for hours. If you want to support this ministry, there's links in the description. Your time would be more. You can't print time, guys. You can't print time. The biggest counterfeiters in the world are the central banks. So if you can print time, get a hold of me. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. People figured out how to print money, but you can't print time. So thank you, brothers and sisters. I got to go. I love you. The chicken's going to get up any minute. That rooster's going to crow, and he's going to go out there and feed him, and he's going to start harassing those ladies. So I can only probably get about 2 hours, probably an hour of sleep. I'm going to have to get back up and take care of my farm out here. So love you, brothers and sisters. I hope you brought something out of value. I just do this because, hey, this is what we do. We troll the trolls, and we ended up teaching. So we didn't get to troll any trolls. So look, Oh, I'm such a grifter, huh? I love it, bro, sister. I hope you glean something from this. Come back, subscribe to this channel. I do appreciate all your comments. You know, they show up. Hit that thumbs up button. That don't cost nothing if you guys can. Wealth is not money, brothers, sisters. Wealth is the whole Kadesh, if you ask me. You know, I find the most valuable thing I've ever had is this word. But I tell you, he tells me to be a wise virgin and have extra oil, if you will. That's things like rice and beans, brothers, sisters. Have your lamps trimmed. Nobody knows the day or the hour, brothers, sisters. You know, we've got a ways to go until the whole end of the world and the end of these cycles. So I hope you got a big plan, you know, 4, 5, 10, I don't know. We're not getting out of here anytime soon. I can tell you that. And I pastor the end times, and that's not what I mean. We've already passed into a new age. So the veil's been lifted, brothers, sisters. They're not hiding this anymore, okay? All the central banks are rushing. They incepted these central banks in 1913 after Jekyll Island. In 2023, the central banks bought more gold than they have since the history of the central banks. 2024, they outpaced them, okay? And so the big money always moves first, brother, sister. Gold always leads out. Silver chases it, and then it makes higher highs and lower lows. So there's actually much more money to be made in silver. I'm not giving economic advice because the ratios will close up, brother, sister. So God's ratio, 8-to-1. That means we can only have 8 of these apiece. 8 apiece, brothers, sisters. That's it. That's if you divide it all up. So I hope you got at least 8 of them. And before you have that, you got the word, you got a water filter, you got rice and beans, and you got a way to protect them. This is a good way to store your wealth, brothers, sisters. It took a lot of work for people to put this in this thing. And if you think about like an ounce of gold, it's 105 of these silver pieces. What did it take to put that gold together? That's all your labor just sitting there, stored. You work for all of that, and they can't take that by printing it away and inflating away all your hard-earned money. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna say you're ever gonna get rich, but you won't go poor. That's the nice thing about silver. It retains, and gold, it retains its values. You're a dunce. You're not listening properly. Buy it. Basically gold. You're gonna call me a dunce, Plaza? Did you have enough fucking balls to just call me a dunce? Seriously, Plasma? Okay. I'm like, whoa. So don't call Jennifer a dunce. She's just learning. She don't know. That don't make her a dunce. She might be an idiot, but that means that she's unskilled, unlearned, simple woman, simple man, untrained, unskilled, never even crossed her eyes. So don't call her a dunce. So, but anyways, brothers, sisters, this is, hey, fuck off. Plasma, kiss my ass. Don't you ever come back here. I bet you couldn't even give any goddamn lessons on fucking Plasma, on what the fucking sun is. Get out of here, asshole. Get the fuck out of here. This woman's been in here trying to learn something. You gotta call her a fucking dunce. You're a cocksucker, like pole worship, you know, like Jerome Powell. I'm gonna goo gobble on that. I'm gonna audit the Fed and study Blue Powell's goo. You get out of here. Electricity, yeah, electrify. Go on. Don't call these people a dunce. Not a fucking dunce. Like I said, she might be an idiot, but there's a difference between an idiot and a dunce. Somebody trying to learn is trying to learn. They don't know. It's never crossed their eyes. That's not what a dunce is. I think you're a fucking dunce there, Dumbo. Take your little fucking circus act out of here, clown. Yep. Don't say anything. Fuck you. Get out of here. This woman's trying to learn something. You're going to sit there and turn around the fucking balls and tell her to invest in uranium. We're not giving any investment advice here, asshole. Yeah, you're a fucking dunce. Cap is what you're going to take your fucking happy ass. Yeah, cappy ass. I'm popping shots in here, and I'm not talking about physical rounds. I'm talking about the truth. You really need to leave now. You made yourself look like a complete fucking idiot. Yes, you a little bit, Jennifer, as far as the silver, and that's not an insult. Okay, that's not what it means. Idiotos is the word ignoramus, which means you've never even heard it. Okay, it's not an insult, but when somebody could call somebody a dunce, that's something completely different. You're trying to learn. You don't know. That is the word idiot. You don't know. Idiotos means unskilled, untrained, unlabored, unlearn. No, unlearn is an unwillingness to learn. That's a brutish beast, and that's not what you are. That's why I got on this asshole for calling you a dunce, because you're not being. You have a willingness to learn. I can see that. You've been in here with eager eyes and ears. So that's the difference between an idiot. And idiotos is the same word, ignoramus. It has the same meaning. I call somebody an idiot and they get offended because they don't know the definition. It means you don't know. So I can't hold that against somebody that they don't know. That is the word ignorant. Ignorant means idiot. It just, people don't know the definition. You're not an idiot, Jennifer, and you're not a brute beast. I can tell you're not just trying to tickle your ear, you're trying to learn something. That's not brutish. Brutish is when you have an unwillingness to learn. So I'm not insulting anybody by calling him an idiot. It just means that they've never even seen it. If somebody is an idiot, they just don't know. So that's not an insult. Well, they're not being a dunce. You're being a fucking dunce and a fucking brute beast because you're not listening to me now. You've been given the skill set now to turn your fucking hearing aid up and listen to me. You are being a fucking dunce, like retarded, like a carburetor. You're only allowed, I think you're a beast because you're not listening to me, and Christ would call you as a brute beast. Brutish in nature means they're acting with an unwillingness to learn. I've already told you, you are a dunce because you opened up your mouth and you made a comment about somebody you didn't know anything about. I don't think you're even an idiot. I think you know better. What's the difference between having one black eye there, Plasma, and two black eyes? You're not, yeah. What's the difference between having one black eye? Let's see if you're an idiot or not. Let's see if you can. What's the difference between, wow, Mom, what are you going to tattoo a W on each one of your ass cheeks? Are you doing cartwheels on me? Wow, Mom, wow, Mom. Answer my question, man. You're going to speak up about somebody who's just sitting here trying to learn. And you're going to tell him you're a fucking dunce. Buy uranium. Hey, listen here, dunce cap. I'm talking to you. If you can't speak up, turn your fucking hearing aid up. You're a brutish in nature is what you are. You're a brute beast. You're exactly what the definition. So define what I'm saying. If you can't, then leave. Just leave. I don't want you here. The fuck you talking to this woman for? You're a brute beast is what you are. You're brutish in nature. Okay? Can you define what that is? I just did. You have an unwillingness to learn. You're a dunce for opening up your fucking mouth and telling her to buy uranium. What the fuck does uranium have to do with what we're talking about? We're not giving any advice in here there, Dumbo, dunce cap. Retarded means you can only learn so much. You have an inability to learn, like an ass. Quit acting like an ass in here, Plasma. Seriously. You want to call somebody an idiot because they don't know. That's different because they don't know. There's a difference between an idiot and a dunce. You're acting like a dunce and acting like an asshole because you're attacking her, telling her she should buy you fucking uranium. The fuck does uranium have to do with our discussion here of precious metals? I'm not giving economic advice. Why the fuck are you giving our economic advice? We're learning about history in here. So I think you need to go. I think you need to go. You literally just called her a dunce and she's trying to learn. She didn't know. That doesn't make her a dunce. What makes somebody a dunce is when they're fucking retarded like Dumbo and fucking in the Disney parade, okay? Quit acting. Take your parade somewhere else. You're not welcome here. I don't even know why I'm talking to you. Yeah, plasma, it's electric, ionized, deionized gas coming from the sun. Move your way out of my corona. You're in bubble trouble there, buddy. So you are retarded. You are, because you sat there and you fucking said something to somebody, and then I told you, so answer, what's the difference between one black eye and two black eyes? And if you can't answer that, then you're not welcome here anymore, Plasma, because I already asked you and you can't even fucking answer my question. What's the difference between having one black eye and two black eyes? We're going to do simple math for you. 2 is more than 1. That's not the answer. You didn't listen the first fucking time, did you? You just can't be learned. Some of you need more than two black eyes, don't you? And I'm not threatening you with any physical violence. It's just a parable or an idiom. Now it's time to take your idiot ass out of here. I just didn't insult you, so go. Get out of here, idiot. If you can't listen to me, then you're brutish in nature. You're brutish in nature. You see? You have an unwillingness to learn. You're stubborn and you act like an ass. So stop making an ass of yourself, okay? And just leave. You totally attacked her for no reason. You gave her fucking economic advice. We're not giving any economic advice here. We're trying to learn a little history, and you're sitting there giving goddamn economic advice. Fuck off, pound sand, kick rocks. You don't know the difference between one black eye and two. Apparently, you didn't listen the first time, and you're still not listening. Go, so I literally don't have to ban you. You can shut up, and I wouldn't even know if you left, huh? Just keep your fucking mouth shut, okay? There's no reason to do what you did to that woman. She's trying to learn about precious metals, not uranium. We're not even having the conversation about uranium, okay? What, yellow pancake? Grow up. Stop being, such a dick then, okay? If you're not a brute beast and you're not an ass and you're not a dunce, then you're acting like a dick. The fuck, man? What's wrong with you? Okay, so you don't want to answer any questions. So bye, plasma. Get out of my trouble because you're troubling upsetting the whole apple cart. There's one bad apple. Guess what? It just messes everything else up, doesn't it? Once it goes bad, every other one's going to end up being affected by it. So, Jennifer, I don't know why you called you dunce. You're not a dunce. You may have been an idiot, but you're learning. And once you learn, you're not an idiot anymore. That's the difference between having one black eye and two black eyes. Huh? You didn't listen the first time, but you did, Jennifer. So thanks for hanging in there. I don't know why he said to invest in uranium. I wasn't talking about. We could talk about uranium, but we weren't giving any economic advice. You're a dunce. Fucking invest in uranium. So what an idiot. And then they didn't want to even listen. Brothers, sisters, that is called brutish in nature. Brute beast. An ass. They can't be learned. They're stubborn. And I tried to give that person a chance to learn the difference between an idiot and being a dunce. That's totally two different sides of the spectrum. Jennifer is in here willing to learn, taking and gleaning the information. I don't have to be right, but at least she's gleaning the information. That does not make her a dunce, okay? Is there tinfoil? Oh, listen here, Luis. You know that tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist? You work for the Central Intelligence assholes or agency? Are you with the Alphabet Soup Agency? You're a fucking ignorant puke. You know that? You're an idiot. Here we go again, brothers, sisters. Watch. You're an idiot. Do you know anything about the Central Intelligence Agency? You know about the term conspiracy theories? Are you just an idiot? Fuck off, John Kelly, you too. Pound sand. I seen you in here causing your division. You can leave now too. You say anything, you're going to be a brute beast. Don't put anything in here or you're stubborn. You can stay and shut your mouth. You put anything else in here, you're a brute beast, just like good old your buddy Plasma there. Ionized and deionized gas, you're full of it. Hot air, huh? Enough to cut through butter. So, you want to answer my question before we go there? What do you work for the CIA? You want to with these alphabet soup agencies? Tell me something about tinfoil. Nobody fucking has tinfoil now, you idiots. Aluminum foil. So, okay, brothers, sisters. The last thing I want to tell you again, I'm not giving any economic advice. The only thing I can tell you is this will help store your value. That's it. That's all I was trying to tell you. The ratios will close up. If the price of it's $33 online right now and it's $35 and the internet goes out and there's no more Kitco, then what the hell is your price then? What are you going to price this for then? When there's no paper price on this metal, what are you going to price it at? See, this is going to be the free market. That means you'll trade me this for that, set of horseshoes, and an anvil, or please be careful because there's going to come a time, brothers and sisters, where they're not going to be able to get a paper price on this. It will become 2 stages. You'll see it'll be unaffordium. You won't be able to get it at one point in time. There'll just be too many people rushing towards, it's called the FOMO. 80% of the gains are made in the last percent of it's called a melt up market, brothers, sisters. FOMO is the fear of missing out. That's why nobody's going to get into precious metals right now. This market cap is $900 billion, less than $1 trillion. You could, if just a tiny percent of the derivative market, like 0.00001, it would make silver like $100,000. They can't do that, brothers and sisters. The lifeblood in the military-industrial complex. The reason why silver is so cheap is because they use it in war. This is a war metal, and we've been at war since in our inception, brothers and sisters. So don't fool yourself. But they are slowly allowing this to move back up in price. It's been $50 now 3 times in history. What the hell is it doing sitting at $30, $32? It's a scam. This metal has been suppressed for over 180 years. Okay, upside down, absolutely. A nation in distress. I rebuke America, the most apostate nation ever to walk this rock with 1,000 military bases going against this New Testament, this new covenant where it says, let vengeance be mine. Yes, I'm a veteran. Don't thank me for my service. We're fucking tyrants. If you fly a flag up right like this, you're doing this country a disservice. This nation is in distress. We have a president that's literally fucking taking over countries. That's called imperialism. You're fucking too idiocracy to know even when it happens right in front of your face. You don't just take over fucking countries because it's military strategically. We're taking over Greenland, make America Greenland again. Canada wants to be fucking America. Canada does not want to be America. I have fucking thousands of followers from Canada. Not one of them wants to be the 51st state of America. Oh, we're going to take, this is fucking imperialism. Grow up. I don't do lollipop, Democrat, Republican. They're all mass murders in chief. And yep, ahead of the militaries, all of them. War, okay? War machine. It takes metal to make these things, not just oil, but silver in every SWAT vehicle, Switch, Bearcat, MRAT, tank. Yep, SAM, surface-to-air missile, cruise missile, taking nearly 5,000 ounces to land on the top of your head. They'll throw their gold and the silver in the streets. They're not talking about being worthless. They're talking about dropping monster fucking boxes on kids, Iraqi women and children, Ukrainians, Yemenis, the Houthis, Gaza, for Christ's sake. They'll throw their gold and silver in the streets. My ass, they're already doing it. And you thought it meant it was going to be worth no money, huh? You're a false teacher. You know that? Peace is a false teacher. Shalom. Whoever teaches peace is a false teacher. Yep. No peace, no safety, those who say peace and safety, sudden destruction come upon those who call out for peace and safety. The backbone of this ministry, Matthew 10:34-39. Do not think I came to bring peace on this earth. I came to bring a sword of division. The rider on the white horse, which one? The one with the crown and the bow or the one with the sword? Welcome to the new age, brothers and sisters. God's money is gold and silver. You better not have a flag in your house burned. This apostate nation has literally raped the nations, make them pay for oil, and it's silver that's made it all happen in those war machines, aircraft carriers. Yeah, just sitting there. You guys know the Gaza Strip's like just like a shoelace, of the United States, and we're just bombing the hell out of them. That's where the champions were at. Philistines, Palestine, to go in the wilderness and scout out. That's where the giants were, brothers and sisters. Okay? So this is the war metal. It's what takes this. If you save silver, then you save lives too. And I'm not giving economic advice. We did that for a while on this channel. Save silver, save lives. Hashtag that out, brothers and sisters. Seriously. If it's 5,000 of these to put in a monster box to throw this on a child's head and you take one of them and it takes one away and they can't use that, save silver, save lives. Not for economic advice, brothers and sisters. See what I'm saying? You take this out of the hands of the military-industrial complex, that could potentially not drop. That could be the difference between a take moving to the right and there's one click away and that blew off that save silver, save lives, brothers and sisters. I'm not kidding. I've done this before. I'm a veteran. This hurts my heart to even have this in my hand. Okay? So please, be smart. have paper, something to hold you by, a little bit, but put your investment in something like a piece of land, a water filter, a way to guard your family, if you will. Okay. Food, shelter, then look at something that's going to hold your, I never thought of that. See what I'm saying, Jones? I know. They're like, damn, I never heard that, man. Yeah, we use this, guys. This is the lifeblood of the military industrial complex, not oil. Everything that it runs on oil has a circuit and a switch, especially. And there's no way they're going to go into the future with their tech war and robots, brothers, sisters. It's going to take a lot of this in the future. A lot of this to do their tech robots. All these machines. Look at the factory in 1980 of the line in Warren, Michigan, of them making cars, right? On the line. Look at them now. They're all automated. John, fuck off, dude. Why the fuck, dude, do you come in here? John, you know what? I dig people like you. You're so easy to see. All you fucking do is say the opposite. You just make the word come to fruition. God created vessels of wrath, fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. Do not judge them by their cover. You'll know them by their fruit. You produce dark fruit every time you come in here. All you know is opposition. Thank you for standing out like a fucking sore thumb, like in a crowd. You're the only fucking one. Yeah, you are. You stick out that bad. By your idiocracy, your statements are just opposition. You have to do. You're a jerk off is what you do. You got to go to the left. You're the left hand in my house, right? Talk dirty to me, baby. She's lame, man. And so are you. Don't ever come back here, John. I'll remember you like Kelly, right? Like Chip or like Elway. Enough. Yep. Bye-bye. You want to see the kitty cat? Yeah. Come here, kitty boy. Come here, girl. Come here, Creepy. Come here, sweetheart. She wants to go to the door. She's done. She's all done for the night. She slept in here for the last 7 hours while I was live streaming. Hi, little Creepy. I'll let you out. I will. Somebody wants to see you. This is a channel kitty, and then we got to wrap her up. So thanks for being a prick, John. Like you always do. You always got to say the opposite. You always got to be the asshole. She's this Juniper. She's our high desert kitten girl. She's got the whole racing stripes down the middle there. And her tail is my favorite part of her body because she's got this. She just does not let me touch her. But she's got this cute little white tip. Is not the cutest tail you've ever seen. But we love her. She's awesome. And she's our channel kitty here. She was just a little tiny thing, and she's now, 2 or 3 years old. So let me go let her out. Love you, Rose sisters. Thanks for coming in. Hey, John, fuck off, dude. All you ever say is the opposite. So who is Chip and Elway? Yeah, you don't hear ass from a hole in the ground, do you? Huh? 2 cheeks, the same hole. Thanks for always coming in and bringing a prick, John. Always poking out the opposite, making sure you got to do the opposition. That actually is the word Satan, which means the adversary. Thanks for being the child of darkness in here. We know you from your fruit, John. We don't judge you by your cover. You've given enough, examples. We see you're a child of darkness. That's what you do. You work in darkness. Trolling the trolls before we got to go. You're the last one to let me troll you. So trolling the trolls. And still, brothers, sisters, not one single troll donated one single cash out. Not one. Not one cash out. Not one PayPal. Not one single super chat. Broke ass trolls is all you are. All you can do is troll and do the opposition. You're broke is what you are. Broke trolls. That's what the name of this live stream was, brothers, sisters. So don't worry. We don't want your money, trolls. We were hoping you'd actually just produce some fruit in here. And you just proved us once again. All you can do is be the opposition. Stand as Antichrist, not the Antichrist, but in opposition of the Father's word. So thanks for coming in and being such a prick, John, being able to troll you till the very end. See, make it rain, John. You don't have any money. Yeah, I know you don't have a fucking cent. America don't make a single fucking penny anymore. You make no sense, John. So go hang out in somebody else's chat. You're not welcome here anymore. Lady in red, you know how I have a memory. Remember this John Kelly, like, Chip and Elway, and don't let him in here anymore because all he wants to do is push on the opposite side. And he proved once again that trolls are broke. Remember, I'm holding up bling, bling, ching, ching, $100 bills and silver, and he ain't got a damn dime or a penny to attribute to the ministry. So thanks, broke trolls. You did make this live stream come to fruition because we were in here for hours and hours and hours, and not one single troll contributed a penny. You're the brokest trolls on all of the internet. Broke YouTube trolls that can't even make you think they want attention, they get a super chat up there, hey asshole, but they can't even put a super chat up. So thanks for making it come to fruition, trolls. You guys are broke. What did you spend all your money on? Your new beta on World of Warcraft or Call of Duty? So yeah, she's getting ready to go right now. She wants to get out there. So thank you, broke trolls. Thanks for making the word come to fruition. Not one single donation from a troll, guys. We receive other donations, not on this one, but not one ever is coming from a troll. So they're broke, and all they can contribute is pain. They love to see people in pain. Opposition, brother, sister, they want to know if they were valid, but it's every time. It's every time. It don't matter what you say. I'm a veteran. No, you're not. No, you're not. So you're not 60. You're a piece of shit is what you are, John. I can't even believe you're still in here, and you're a fucking troll. And you're broke-ass trolls, what you are. You didn't even give me a Cash App. There's Bitcoin. There's PayPal. There's Super Check. Shut up, broke troll. You'll be able to speak up next time you actually can contribute to the chat. So thanks for your time. And we're only just trolling the trolls. And we actually got off trolling the trolls. We thought we'd give a little bit here. So appreciate it, brother, sister. Hope you gleaned something from this. Yeah, people like this just loving to come and cause opposition. You'll know them by their fruit. So John just came in here, consistently produce dark fruit like a bad apple. It gets bad and it upsets the whole apple cart. So we should have kicked him out of here a long time ago. So that's the way it goes, bro, sisters. Do not judge. Righteous judgment is what it says. Do not condemn them. So I should have let John out of here a long time ago, but whatever. I'm trolling the trolls. Remember? We made a statement that not one single troll would make a super chat or a Cash App. Not that we need the money. We're trying to show a point. They can come in here and produce a bunch of dark fruit, but they can't even produce good fruit. Well, hell, put your money where your mouth is. At least if you're going to come in here and put dark fruit, put your money where your mouth is, and not one of them. So they're all broke trolls. YouTube has the brokest trolls of all the platform. I've been over to TikTok and I've seen the trolls grift a little bit of those, little glizzy or whatever those things are over there. But hey, the trolls will even pay over there. Actually, over there, people will set up channels that will say, you won't do this, you won't pay me. And people are so triggered that people make a payment on it. I've done videos on it over here. So maybe they're a little worse over there on, oh no, they'll actually contribute. Not the glizzy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not over there, guys. I'm banned on TikTok. But even the trolls will give a little love over there. The trolls do nothing over here but try to cause pain, guys. Boy, when they're in pain, you got to imagine their chowder is all over that man screen. Their man chowder, what's on their breath. I don't know where they got that, but it's pretty bad because that happy ending, and by the time they're done, they're so pleased to see somebody frustrated, upset, interrupted. Think about what kind of mentality it takes to do that, brother, sister, to come in to some, we're talking about scripture. No, it doesn't. You're a liar. You're not a veteran. There is no God. It's just opposition. So thank you, Father, for making this come to fruition. I knew this when I started this, that not one single troll even had a dime to their name, man. So, and there's John. John, guess what? You can still fuck off, okay? See, you're doing the opposite. Then go to TikTok then. See? Oh, I can't stay here. I got to go there. You did it again, John. You're a fucking android, right? You're just an android. You're just a bot. That's all you are. I figured it out. You're not even live. You're a virus. You guys figured it out. We get bots in this channel. John Kelly is definitely a bot. Well, the virus is not a living organism, and it's programmed. So he's been programmed. Even if he's alive, he acts more like a virus, which is not a living organism. Oh, you're getting schooled, John, aren't you, on a little virology? Yeah, it doesn't even act like he's alive. Well, look at, you'll know him by his fruit, right? Do not judge them by their cover. You got to do the opposite every single time. You've been programmed, John. You see how that works? You're a goddamn grown-ass man, 60 fucking years old, and you're acting like a child. Do you see that? Or a troll. You want to push me down to think yourself lifted. You're a fucking sick fuck. You know that, John? And thank you for making me, keep speaking up and making it so easy to make an example out of people just like you. So, yes, it probably will, because what they could do to it, don't say anything, John, or you're brute beast. If you do, I'll just ban you this time. 100%. So get it all out now. Get your man chatter. Get your happy ending. This is your last chance. You better jerk that chain. Pull it hard. Come on, John. Everybody's rooting for you. Are you there, John? This is what the trolls do. This is what we want. You want your happy ending. You want your attention. Tight. Come on, man. Is your fingers getting a little sticky there? Okay. So I want to give you one more quick thing here. In this cycle, brothers, sisters, yep, you had to put something in there. Fuck off, John. You're a piece of shit. Yep, pound sand. Don't ever come back here, Chip. So whatever. I'm not a perfect man myself either. I got issues myself. But listen, what I wanted to say here before we get it out of here is that silver, obviously they've been 180 years they've been suppressing the price of this metal. So it's not like this manipulation just started. You know what I'm saying? In this cycle, you can obviously see that the markets are tanking, the S&P, this is a down, for the bear cycle, for the assets are going up, and the paper markets are going down. Hold on, sweetheart, I'll let you out. What's gonna happen in this cycle, brothers, sisters? This isn't a cycle about making money. And although during the Great Depression more money was made, even millionaire doesn't sound like shit now, but more millionaires were made during the Great Depression than any other time in history. They wait there on the sidelines with the cash and they go buy this up. Look, what's going to happen in this cycle? None of us have a bunch of money. I know that. There's none of us are rich in here. You probably would have gave me a cash up. Not that you would, or donation. I would hope. And if not, that's okay. None of us have enough money. What you're going to try to do is guard in this cycle. Please listen to me. I'm not giving any economic advice. In this, Jennifer, I'm almost done. The man or the woman who loses the least in this cycle is probably going to win. So you're going to want to guard your investments and not try to make a bunch of money in this cycle. I don't think that's this the cycle for other of us, because we're not wealthy enough to do that. You should already been positioned a little lower and things are already moving. Price of eggs are already so you want to guard what you have. And in this cycle, the person who wins, they're probably the person who loses the least, if that's what makes sense. So this will retain it. I'm not saying you'll get wealthy. That's what if I'm not giving any advice, if that makes sense, brothers, sisters, in this net cycle, I've studied as many cycles as I can. Okay, you got that? No worries. You don't have to. And keep coming back. That's a donation to me. Okay, makes sense. All right, you guys, not like America doesn't even make the penny anymore, guys. You guys are awesome. I got to troll the trolls. It was troll the trolls, live stream. And so we got off on teaching and we didn't get to troll the trolls. We had to troll them at the end. So I saw you see my little tirade and the cursing at the end. But I think a few of you guys got it. So remember, price is a tool of manipulation, brothers, sisters, because if they take the spot price off Kitco and the paper price to actually buy the paper price, then what's the price of an ounce of silver? That's the free markets would be back, brothers, sisters. The free markets would be back, meaning that I would agree with, lifting that, hey, I need that that pile of hay, and I will give it to you this round of silver for those 10, bales, 3-string bales of hay, right? So if that makes sense, let me go better on. Let me go let these boys out too. I know, sweetheart. You want to go out there, huh? All right. That's a wrap, guys. Thanks for your time. Thanks for everybody coming in and joining the live stream. Hopefully this is some good, just solid, information. I'm not giving any economic advice. You consult your economic advisor before moving any of your assets or your retirement around, please. A lot of people lost a lot of money in retirement here in the last, downturn in this market. It's hard to see people hang on to a 401k and see it all dumped overnight like that. Trump, I'm not being political, expanded the national debt, the largest expansion of debt for 3.5 years of gains, brothers and sisters, were lost in 2.5 weeks. So they can erase overnight. Remember 2008, you went to bed, your house was worth 100,000. You woke up and it was worth 60, lost 40% nearly overnight. We're just one of these cycles again, brothers and sisters. We're in one of these cycles again. So what I'm trying to do is help you protect your wealth. I'm not trying to give you economic advice. I'm just telling you from what I've seen in the cycles. I don't think any of us are wealthy enough to try to get wealthy. I think we need to do is guard. If we have something, we need to guard what we have. And if we can come out where we're still have anything, we'll probably be better than a lot of people in this next cycle. Now, the rich are just going to get richer and the poor are just going to get poorer. My dad told me that when I was 8 years old, and it has been exactly how it's been. It's never changed. So I don't think that's going to be any different in this cycle. It's just basically, actually, it's just a transfer of wealth, brothers, sisters. It's just a transfer of wealth. We're just moving wealth from one hand to another, just like a contract. Like on a stock, that means somebody believes that the price is going to get higher, so they're just going to let it go, and they're going to buy that. There's got to be two buyers. Think about that in the future. That's probably how more of this contract between you and the person in the future for your piece of metal is going to work. Start thinking about how that would work if you couldn't price metal. Again, I showed you that an ounce of gold at the time of Rome would buy you a toga, a nice steak dinner, a bottle of wine. That same ounce of gold in the 1800s, $20 silver, nice or gold, fine tailored suit, steak dinner, bottle of wine. It's $3,300 right now. That's an Armani suit. Leave enough money for a steak dinner and take your lady out to a bottle of wine. It's not going to lose its value. It's going to retain its value. If we go 1,000 years into the future, and I don't do the space farce, but that's going to get you some Soylent Green, printed food by the mile, I don't know, in a space suit and a bottle of some space juice or whatever it is. I don't do the space thing, but it will keep up, brothers, sisters. It will never lose its value like that. It holds its value. That's why this is money. Money is a store of value. Gold and silver store value. Paper does not. It's worth, you could white, they make purses out of it. And Boulevard was $5 for a cheeseburger in Venezuela. Like 2 years later, it was $500. An ounce of silver, brother, sister, buy a whole month of groceries in Venezuela. That wasn't that long ago. That just happened. So there you go. Okay. I could stay on here longer, but I'm going to be worth nothing today. I got to get something. I've been doing this too many days in a row. So I'd love to hang with you guys longer, but this old man's got to lay down for a couple hours. Rooster's going to crow at any second, man. I'm telling you. So leave a, if you can donate a thumb, that would help. A comment after the video would help. If you want to talk about anything on the video, that would help. And if you have the ability, there's an economic, way to help the ministry. I'm only trying to pay off another ministry here that I purchased so that I can, expand this one here. So hopefully, again, you've gleaned something from this. If you're just subscribing to the channel, we cover all kinds of content here. It is a spiritual channel, not religious. So come back if you love the word. Hey, he said, have extra oil, right? Have your lamps trimmed and be girded in my service until I return, brother, sister. I hope you're doing what it is that he's got you out. You know what I'm saying? There's all we have given us a kind of a uniqueness about us, not, but use whatever that, uniqueness that he gave you, brother, sister, please. I mean, don't waste it. He said, don't remember, you give that shekel to the rich man. Remember, the rich man had 5 and he only had 1, but he buried it, brother, sister. Don't bury what you have been given. That's why I'm all these hours. I can't hold this in, brothers, sisters. I can't. I want you guys. I don't want people to have to suffer. I'm a veteran. I defended the people's right. I thought did that, and and I can't stop. Service to self. You'll know them by their fruit. Children that work in darkness and those who work in light. That's right, brothers, sisters. Children of darkness and children of light. Do not judge them by their cover. You will know them by their fruit. All right, Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse, thanks for your time. Come back when you got more time. That's what I need. You cannot print time. So thank you for your time. Much agape. Welcome to the last book. We are in Revelation, brothers and sisters, by the firmament. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Grow up, please. Be 7, do those 7 things that he tells us to do, and you'll be matured. Read those things. Tell me what they are when you come back. Pastor Apocalypse, that means to lift the veil. I hope I pulled off some of these lies to expose the word as aletheia, the truth for you. All right. Pastor Revelation. Whoa.